Welcome to Breaking the Narcissistic Cycle. Recognize, heal, empower, an empowering audiobook that sheds light on the intricate dynamics of narcissistic relationships. Written by Mindful Literary, this audiobook is a comprehensive guide designed to help you navigate the complexities of narcissism, heal from its emotional impact, and reclaim your personal power. In this transformative journey, we will delve deep into understanding narcissism, exploring its various traits, behaviors, and the devastating cycle it creates in relationships. From the initial idealization to the painful discard phase, this audiobook will provide insights into each stage, helping you recognize the red flags and patterns of narcissistic abuse. Through personal stories, expert guidance, and practical strategies, you will learn how to break free from the grips of narcissism. Discover the importance of setting boundaries, cultivating self-awareness, and rebuilding your self-esteem after emotional trauma. Explore effective co-parenting strategies with a narcissistic partner and gain clarity on legal considerations and resources. But this audiobook goes beyond awareness. It empowers you to take actionable steps towards healing and creating a life filled with healthy relationships and self-love. Learn how to communicate effectively, resolve conflicts, and develop resilience in the face of adversity. Whether you are currently in a narcissistic relationship, recovering from one, or seeking to support others in similar situations, Breaking the Narcissistic Cycle is your guide to recognizing, healing, and empowering yourself on the path to a brighter future. Let's embark on this journey together and embrace the transformative power of awareness and self-empowerment. Chapter 1: Understanding Narcissism. What is narcissism? Narcissism is a term that originates from Greek mythology, where Narcissus, a young man, fell in love with his own reflection in a pool of water. In psychology, narcissism refers to a personality trait characterized by an excessive sense of self-importance, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. Individuals with narcissistic traits often have an inflated sense of their own abilities and achievements, and they believe they are entitled to special treatment and attention. Narcissism exists on a spectrum, ranging from healthy self-confidence to pathological narcissism. While it is normal for individuals to have some degree of self-interest and self-esteem, narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, is a more severe and pervasive condition. People with NPD have an exaggerated sense of self-importance and a constant need for admiration and validation. They often lack empathy and have difficulty forming genuine and meaningful relationships. It is important to note that not all individuals with narcissistic traits have NPD. Some people may exhibit narcissistic behaviors without meeting the criteria for a diagnosis. However, even individuals with subclinical narcissism can have a significant impact on their relationships. Narcissistic individuals often have a grandiose sense of self and believe they are superior to others. They may constantly seek attention and admiration, and they may exploit others to fulfill their own needs. They have a strong desire for control and may manipulate and exploit others to maintain their sense of power and superiority. While narcissism is often associated with arrogance and self-centeredness, it is important to understand that individuals with NPD may also have deep-seated insecurities and fragile self-esteem. Their grandiose facade serves as a defense mechanism to protect themselves from feelings of vulnerability and shame. Narcissism can manifest in various ways in relationships. Narcissistic individuals may engage in manipulative tactics, such as gaslighting, to control and undermine their partners. They may also exhibit a lack of empathy and disregard for their partner's feelings and needs. In romantic relationships, narcissists often seek partners who can provide them with constant admiration and validation, but they struggle to reciprocate emotional support and empathy. It is crucial to recognize that narcissism is a complex and multifaceted personality trait. Not all narcissists exhibit the same behaviors or have the same motivations. Some narcissists may be more overt in their actions, while others may be more covert and subtle in their manipulation tactics. Understanding the different types of narcissistic personalities can help individuals navigate and protect themselves in relationships. In the following sections, we will explore the different types of narcissistic personalities, the traits and behaviors associated with narcissism, and the cyclical nature of narcissistic relationships. By gaining a deeper understanding of narcissism, individuals can better recognize the signs of narcissistic relationships and take steps towards healing and recovery. Types of narcissistic personalities. Narcissism is a complex personality disorder that manifests in various ways. While all narcissists share certain traits and behaviors, there are different types of narcissistic personalities that can be found in relationships. Understanding these different types can help individuals recognize and navigate toxic connections more effectively. In this section, we will explore the different types of narcissistic personalities commonly encountered in relationships. Grandiose narcissist. The grandiose narcissist is perhaps the most well-known type of narcissistic personality. They have an inflated sense of self-importance and believe they are superior to others. Grandiose narcissists often seek admiration and attention from others and have a constant need for validation. They may engage in grandiose fantasies and exaggerate their achievements and abilities. These individuals are often charismatic and charming, which can make it difficult for their partners to see through their manipulative behaviors. Vulnerable narcissist. Unlike the grandiose narcissist, the vulnerable narcissist presents themselves as fragile and insecure. They may appear sensitive and easily hurt, seeking constant reassurance and validation from their partners. Vulnerable narcissists often play the victim and use their perceived weaknesses to manipulate others. They may engage in self-pity and use guilt as a means of control. Despite their apparent vulnerability, they can still be highly manipulative and emotionally abusive in relationships. Malignant narcissist. Malignant narcissists are the most dangerous and destructive type of narcissistic personality. They exhibit all the traits of grandiose narcissism, but also possess a sadistic and malicious streak. Malignant narcissists derive pleasure from causing harm to others and have a complete lack of empathy. They may engage in extreme forms of manipulation, gaslighting, and even physical abuse. These individuals are often highly controlling and may engage in behaviors such as stalking or harassment. It is crucial to recognize the signs of a malignant narcissist and take steps to protect oneself from their harmful actions. Covert narcissist. Covert narcissists are often referred to as vulnerable or introverted narcissists. They present themselves as shy, sensitive, and self-effacing, making it difficult for their partners to recognize their narcissistic tendencies. Covert narcissists are skilled at playing the victim and manipulating others through guilt and pity. They may engage in passive-aggressive behaviors and use subtle tactics to control and manipulate their partners. Covert narcissists can be just as damaging as their more overt counterparts, as their manipulative behaviors are often hidden beneath a facade of vulnerability. Communal narcissist. Communal narcissists differ from other types of narcissistic personalities in that they derive their self-worth from being seen as selfless and altruistic. They may engage in acts of charity or volunteer work to gain admiration and validation from others. Communal narcissists often have a strong need to be seen as the savior or hero in their relationships. However, their acts of kindness are often driven by a desire for praise and attention rather than genuine empathy. It is important to recognize that even seemingly selfless individuals can exhibit narcissistic traits and engage in toxic behaviors. Somatic narcissist. Somatic narcissists derive their self-worth from their physical appearance and sexual prowess. They often obsess over their physical appearance and engage in excessive grooming and exercise. Somatic narcissists use their physical attractiveness as a means of gaining attention and admiration from others. They may engage in multiple sexual relationships and view their partners as objects to fulfill their own desires. Somatic narcissists can be highly manipulative and may use their sexuality as a tool for control and domination in relationships. Understanding the different types of narcissistic personalities can help individuals identify and navigate toxic relationships more effectively. It is important to remember that not all narcissists exhibit the same behaviors, and each individual may have a unique combination of traits. By recognizing these different types, individuals can gain insight into the dynamics of their relationships and take steps towards healing and breaking free from toxic connections. Narcissistic traits and behaviors. Narcissistic traits and behaviors are the defining characteristics of individuals with narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. Understanding these traits and behaviors is crucial in recognizing and navigating relationships with narcissists. In this section, we will explore the common traits and behaviors exhibited by narcissists, providing insight into their mindset and how they interact with others. Grandiosity and exaggerated self-importance. One of the most prominent traits of narcissists is their grandiose sense of self-importance. They have an inflated view of their own abilities, achievements, and importance, often believing they are superior to others. This grandiosity is often accompanied by a need for admiration and validation from others. Narcissists crave constant attention and praise, seeking to be the center of attention in any situation. Lack of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Unfortunately, narcissists lack this crucial trait. They struggle to empathize with the emotions and experiences of those around them, as their focus is primarily on themselves. Narcissists are often unable to recognize or validate the feelings of others, leading to a lack of emotional support and understanding in their relationships. Manipulation and exploitation. Narcissists are skilled manipulators who use various tactics to control and exploit others for their own gain. They are adept at using charm, flattery, and manipulation to manipulate situations and people to their advantage. Narcissists often engage in gaslighting, a form of psychological manipulation where they distort the truth, deny reality, and make their victims doubt their own perceptions and sanity. They exploit the vulnerabilities of others to maintain power and control in their relationships. Sense of entitlement. Narcissists have an overwhelming sense of entitlement, believing that they deserve special treatment and privileges. They expect others to cater to their needs and desires, without question. This entitlement often leads to a disregard for the boundaries and feelings of others. Narcissists may exploit and manipulate others to fulfill their own needs, without considering the impact on those around them. Lack of accountability. Taking responsibility for one's actions is an essential aspect of healthy relationships. However, narcissists often struggle with accountability. They are quick to shift blame onto others and avoid taking responsibility for their mistakes or shortcomings. Narcissists may engage in gaslighting or manipulation to deflect blame and maintain their self-image as faultless and superior. Intense need for control. Narcissists have an intense need for control in their relationships. They seek to dominate and manipulate others to maintain power and superiority. This need for control can manifest in various ways, such as dictating how others should behave, making decisions without consulting their partners, or isolating their partners from friends and family. Narcissists thrive on having control over others and may become aggressive or vindictive when their control is challenged. Lack of boundaries. Narcissists often struggle with respecting the boundaries of others. They may invade personal space, disregard privacy, or manipulate others into revealing personal information. Narcissists view others as extensions of themselves and may feel entitled to invade their partner's boundaries without consequence. This lack of respect for boundaries can lead to feelings of violation and discomfort in their relationships. Fragile self-esteem. Contrary to their grandiose exterior, narcissists often have fragile self-esteem. Their inflated sense of self-importance serves as a defense mechanism to protect their fragile self-image. Narcissists are highly sensitive to criticism and rejection, reacting with anger, defensiveness, or withdrawal. They may go to great lengths to maintain their self-image, including belittling or demeaning others to boost their own self-esteem. Lack of genuine intimacy. Narcissists struggle with forming genuine emotional connections and intimacy in their relationships. Their focus on themselves and their own needs prevents them from truly connecting with others on an emotional level. Narcissists may engage in superficial charm and flattery to create the illusion of intimacy, but their lack of empathy and emotional depth hinders the development of authentic connections. Understanding these narcissistic traits and behaviors is essential in recognizing and navigating relationships with narcissists. It is important to remember that individuals with narcissistic personality disorder may exhibit a combination of these traits to varying degrees. By understanding these behaviors, we can better protect ourselves and make informed decisions about our relationships. The Narcissistic Cycle. Narcissistic relationships are characterized by a repetitive pattern of behavior known as the narcissistic cycle. This cycle consists of 4 distinct phases: idealization, devaluation, discard, and hoovering. Understanding this cycle is crucial in comprehending the dynamics of narcissistic relationships and the emotional roller coaster that victims often find themselves on. Idealization. The idealization phase is the initial stage of the narcissistic cycle. During this phase, the narcissist puts their partner on a pedestal, showering them with love, attention, and affection. They create an illusion of perfection, making their partner feel special and cherished. The narcissist may engage in grand gestures, lavish gifts, and excessive flattery to win their partner over. In this phase, the narcissist is charming, charismatic, and seemingly perfect. They may appear to be the ideal partner, fulfilling all of their partner's desires and needs. The victim is often swept off their feet, believing they have found their soulmate. They feel loved, adored, and validated, which creates a strong emotional bond with the narcissist. Devaluation. Once the idealization phase begins to fade, the devaluation phase sets in. In this stage, the narcissist's true colors start to emerge. They begin to criticize, belittle, and devalue their partner. The once loving and attentive behavior is replaced with contempt, manipulation, and emotional abuse. During the devaluation phase, the narcissist may engage in gaslighting, where they manipulate their partner's perception of reality. They may deny their partner's experiences, invalidate their emotions, and make them question their own sanity. The victim is left feeling confused, hurt, and constantly walking on eggshells to avoid triggering the narcissist's anger. The devaluation phase is characterized by emotional and psychological abuse. The narcissist may engage in name-calling, humiliation, and constant criticism. They may withhold affection, love, and support, leaving the victim feeling unworthy and emotionally drained. The victim's self-esteem and self-worth are systematically eroded, making them more dependent on the narcissist for validation. Discard. The discard phase is perhaps the most painful stage of the narcissistic cycle. In this phase, the narcissist abruptly ends the relationship or withdraws emotionally and physically. They may discard their partner without any explanation or closure, leaving the victim feeling abandoned and devastated. The discard phase is often triggered by the narcissist's boredom, dissatisfaction, or the need for a new source of narcissistic supply. They may have found a new target or simply lost interest in their current partner. The narcissist may discard their partner callously, without any regard for their feelings or the history they shared. For the victim, the discard phase is a time of intense grief, confusion, and heartbreak. They may struggle to understand why the person they loved and trusted could suddenly discard them so cruelly. The victim is left with a deep sense of loss and may experience feelings of worthlessness and rejection. Hoovering. After the discard phase, some narcissists may attempt to hoover their former partner back into the relationship. Hoovering refers to the narcissist's efforts to re-establish contact and regain control over their victim. They may use manipulation, guilt-tripping, or promises of change to lure their partner back. Hoovering can be incredibly confusing and tempting for the victim. The narcissist may apologize, express remorse, and promise to change their behavior. They may use tactics such as love bombing, where they shower their partner with affection and attention to regain their trust. However, it is important to recognize that hoovering is often a temporary ploy to regain control and manipulate the victim once again. Understanding the narcissistic cycle is crucial for individuals in narcissistic relationships. Recognizing the patterns and phases can help victims break free from the toxic cycle and begin their journey towards healing and recovery. It is important to remember that the narcissistic cycle is a reflection of the narcissist's pathology and not a reflection of the victim's worth or value. Chapter 2: Recognizing Narcissistic Relationships. Signs of a narcissistic partner. When it comes to relationships, it is important to be aware of the signs of a narcissistic partner. Narcissists can be charming and charismatic, making it difficult to recognize their true nature at first. However, over time, their manipulative and self-centered behaviors become more apparent. Understanding these signs can help you identify a narcissistic partner and take steps to protect yourself. Here are some common signs of a narcissistic partner. Grandiose sense of self-importance. One of the key traits of a narcissistic partner is their inflated sense of self-importance. They believe they are superior to others and expect special treatment. They may constantly talk about their achievements, talents, or possessions, and dismiss or belittle the accomplishments of others. This grandiose attitude can be a red flag in a relationship. Lack of empathy. Narcissists often lack empathy and struggle to understand or care about the feelings and needs of others. They are primarily focused on their own desires and will disregard or dismiss the emotions of their partner. They may show little concern for your well-being and may even exploit your vulnerabilities for their own gain. Excessive need for attention and validation. Narcissistic partners have an insatiable need for attention and validation. They constantly seek admiration and praise from others to boost their fragile self-esteem. They may demand constant attention and become upset or angry if they feel ignored or overshadowed. This need for validation can lead to a one-sided relationship where your needs and feelings are consistently overlooked. Manipulative and controlling behavior. Narcissists are skilled manipulators and often use tactics to control their partners. They may employ gaslighting techniques to make you doubt your own reality or manipulate situations to make themselves look good. They may also use guilt, intimidation, or threats to maintain power and control in the relationship. This manipulative behavior can leave you feeling confused, helpless, and trapped. Lack of accountability and blame shifting. Narcissists rarely take responsibility for their actions and are quick to shift blame onto others. They may refuse to apologize or acknowledge their mistakes, instead deflecting criticism and finding ways to make you feel guilty or at fault. This pattern of blame shifting can erode your self-esteem and make it difficult to address issues within the relationship. Intense jealousy and possessiveness. Narcissistic partners often exhibit extreme jealousy and possessiveness. They may become overly suspicious of your interactions with others and try to isolate you from friends and family. They may monitor your activities, invade your privacy, or even accuse you of infidelity without any evidence. This controlling behavior is a way for them to maintain power and control over you. Lack of boundaries and respect for privacy. Narcissists have a tendency to disregard boundaries and invade your personal space. They may read your messages, go through your belongings, or demand access to your personal information. They may also disregard your need for privacy and constantly intrude on your personal time or space. This lack of respect for boundaries can leave you feeling violated and suffocated within the relationship. Emotional manipulation and gaslighting. Narcissistic partners are skilled at manipulating your emotions to maintain control. They may use tactics such as gaslighting, where they distort your perception of reality and make you doubt your own sanity. They may also employ emotional manipulation to make you feel guilty, ashamed, or responsible for their actions. These tactics can be extremely damaging to your emotional well-being. Lack of genuine intimacy and emotional connection. Despite their initial charm, narcissistic partners often struggle with genuine intimacy and emotional connection. They may have difficulty empathizing with your emotions or understanding your needs. They may prioritize their own desires and use you as a means to fulfill their own needs rather than fostering a mutually fulfilling relationship. Constant need for admiration and validation. Narcissistic partners have an insatiable need for admiration and validation from others. They may constantly seek attention and praise, often at the expense of your own well-being. They may become upset or angry if they feel they are not receiving enough attention or if they perceive others as being more successful or attractive. This constant need for validation can be exhausting and draining in a relationship. Recognizing these signs of a narcissistic partner is the first step towards understanding the dynamics of a toxic relationship. It is important to remember that you deserve to be in a healthy and supportive relationship. If you identify with these signs, it may be necessary to seek support and take steps to protect yourself from further harm. The impact of narcissistic relationships. Narcissistic relationships can have a profound and lasting impact on the individuals involved. The effects of being in a relationship with a narcissist can be devastating, both emotionally and psychologically. Understanding the impact of these relationships is crucial for those who have experienced or are currently in one, as it can help them recognize the harmful dynamics and take steps towards healing and recovery. Emotional and psychological abuse. One of the most significant impacts of narcissistic relationships is emotional and psychological abuse. Narcissists are skilled manipulators who use various tactics to control and dominate their partners. They often engage in gaslighting, which is a form of psychological manipulation that makes the victim doubt their own reality and sanity. Gaslighting can lead to confusion, self-doubt, and a loss of trust in oneself. Narcissists also employ tactics such as belittling, criticizing, and demeaning their partners. They may constantly undermine their self-esteem and self-worth, leaving them feeling worthless and powerless. This emotional abuse can lead to anxiety, depression, and a sense of hopelessness in the victim. Isolation and alienation. Narcissists often isolate their partners from friends and family as a means of control. They may discourage or prevent their partners from maintaining relationships outside of the narcissistic relationship. This isolation can leave the victim feeling alone, unsupported, and dependent solely on the narcissist for validation and companionship. Furthermore, narcissists may engage in smear campaigns against their partners, spreading false information and rumors to tarnish their reputation. This alienation can lead to social isolation and a loss of support systems, making it even more challenging for the victim to escape the toxic relationship. Codependency and loss of identity. Narcissistic relationships often foster codependency, where the victim becomes overly reliant on the narcissist for validation and self-worth. The victim may lose their sense of self and personal identity, as their thoughts, feelings, and actions revolve around pleasing the narcissist. This codependency can be detrimental to the victim's emotional well-being and hinder their ability to establish healthy boundaries. Additionally, narcissists may project their own insecurities onto their partners, making them feel responsible for the narcissist's happiness and success. This constant need to meet the narcissist's demands and expectations can lead to a loss of personal autonomy and a diminished sense of self. Financial and legal consequences. Narcissistic relationships can also have significant financial and legal consequences. Narcissists may exploit their partners financially, using their resources for personal gain without regard for the victim's needs or well-being. They may manipulate their partners into providing financial support or control their access to money, leaving the victim financially dependent and vulnerable. In some cases, narcissists may engage in legal battles, such as custody disputes or property disputes, as a means of exerting control and power over their partners. These legal battles can be emotionally and financially draining for the victim, further exacerbating the impact of the narcissistic relationship. Long-term effects on mental health. The impact of narcissistic relationships can extend long after the relationship has ended. Survivors of narcissistic abuse may experience a range of long-term effects on their mental health. These effects can include post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, anxiety disorders, depression, and complex trauma. The constant emotional abuse and manipulation experienced in narcissistic relationships can lead to a distorted sense of self, difficulty trusting others, and challenges in forming healthy relationships in the future. It is essential for survivors to seek professional help and support to address these long-term effects and work towards healing and recovery. Breaking the cycle. Recognizing the impact of narcissistic relationships is the first step towards breaking the cycle of abuse. It is crucial for survivors to understand that they are not to blame for the abuse they have endured and that they deserve to be treated with respect and dignity. Seeking therapy and support groups can provide survivors with the tools and resources needed to heal from the trauma of narcissistic relationships. Through therapy, survivors can learn to rebuild their self-esteem, establish healthy boundaries, and develop strategies for coping with the emotional aftermath of the abuse. It is also important for survivors to surround themselves with a strong support system of friends and family who can provide validation, empathy, and understanding. Building a new life after a narcissistic relationship may take time, but with the right support and resources, survivors can reclaim their sense of self and establish healthy, fulfilling relationships in the future. In the next section, we will explore the insidious tactics of gaslighting and manipulation commonly employed by narcissists in relationships. Gaslighting and manipulation. Gaslighting and manipulation are two common tactics used by narcissists in relationships. These tactics are designed to control and manipulate their partners, causing them to doubt their own reality and question their own sanity. Gaslighting and manipulation can have devastating effects on the victim's mental and emotional well-being, leading to feelings of confusion, self-doubt, and even trauma. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which the narcissist seeks to make their partner question their own perception of reality. The term gaslighting originated from a play and subsequent movie called Gaslight, in which a husband manipulates his wife into believing she is going insane by dimming the gas lights in their home and then denying that anything has changed when she questions it. In a narcissistic relationship, gaslighting often involves the narcissist denying or minimizing their abusive behavior, making their partner feel like they are overreacting or imagining things. They may twist the truth, distort facts, or even outright lie to make their partner doubt their own memory, perception, or sanity. Gaslighting can be subtle and insidious, making it difficult for the victim to recognize and escape from the manipulation. Gaslighting can take many forms, including denial and invalidating. The narcissist denies their partner's experiences, feelings, or emotions, making them feel like their reality is not valid or important. They may say things like, "You're just being too sensitive," or "That never happened, you're imagining things." Selective amnesia. The narcissist conveniently forgets events or conversations that don't align with their narrative, causing their partner to question their own memory and perception. Twisting the truth. The narcissist distorts facts or reinterprets events to make themselves look innocent or to shift blame onto their partner. They may say things like, "You're just remembering it wrong," or "You're twisting my words." Projection. The narcissist accuses their partner of the very behaviors they are guilty of, deflecting attention away from their own actions and making their partner feel like they are the problem. Withholding information. The narcissist intentionally withholds information or keeps their partner in the dark about important matters, creating a power imbalance and making their partner dependent on them for information. Gaslighting can have severe consequences for the victim's mental and emotional well-being. Over time, the constant questioning of their reality can lead to a loss of self-confidence, self-esteem, and even a sense of identity. Victims of gaslighting may become increasingly dependent on the narcissist for validation and may struggle to trust their own judgment in future relationships. Manipulation. Manipulation is another tactic commonly used by narcissists in relationships. Unlike gaslighting, which focuses on distorting the victim's perception of reality, manipulation involves the narcissist using various tactics to control and influence their partner's thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Narcissists are skilled manipulators who know how to exploit their partner's vulnerabilities and insecurities. They use manipulation to gain power and control over their partner, often with the goal of fulfilling their own needs and desires at the expense of the other person. Some common manipulation tactics used by narcissists include love bombing. In the early stages of the relationship, the narcissist showers their partner with excessive attention, affection, and compliments. This intense love bombing creates a sense of euphoria and makes the victim feel special and desired. However, it is often a manipulative tactic used to quickly establish control and dependence. Guilt tripping. Narcissists are experts at making their partners feel guilty for their own needs, desires, or boundaries. They may use emotional manipulation, such as crying, sulking, or giving the silent treatment, to make their partner feel responsible for their unhappiness or to manipulate them into doing what they want. Isolation. Narcissists often isolate their partners from friends, family, and support networks. By cutting off their partner's external sources of validation and support, they increase their control and make it harder for their partner to leave the relationship. Gaslighting. Continued. As mentioned earlier, gaslighting is also a form of manipulation. By making their partner doubt their own reality, the narcissist gains power and control over them. Triangulation. Narcissists may involve a third person, such as an ex-partner or a new love interest, to create jealousy, insecurity, and competition within the relationship. This tactic is used to keep their partner off balance and to maintain control. Emotional manipulation. Narcissists are skilled at manipulating their partner's emotions to get what they want. They may use tactics such as guilt, pity, anger, or flattery to manipulate their partner's feelings and behaviors. Financial control. Narcissists may use financial control as a means of manipulation. They may withhold money, control access to resources, or use financial dependence to keep their partner trapped in the relationship. Manipulation can have long-lasting effects on the victim's self-esteem, autonomy, and overall well-being. It erodes trust, distorts reality, and can leave the victim feeling trapped and powerless. Recognizing and understanding these manipulation tactics is crucial for breaking free from a narcissistic relationship and reclaiming one's sense of self. In the next section, we will explore the concept of codependency in narcissistic relationships and how it further perpetuates the toxic dynamics between the narcissist and their partner. Codependency in narcissistic relationships. Codependency is a common dynamic that often emerges in narcissistic relationships. It is a dysfunctional pattern of behavior where one person becomes excessively reliant on the other for their sense of self-worth, validation, and emotional well-being. In the context of a narcissistic relationship, the codependent individual often finds themselves trapped in a cycle of enabling and accommodating the narcissist's needs, while neglecting their own. Understanding codependency. Codependency typically develops as a coping mechanism in response to growing up in a dysfunctional family or experiencing trauma. It is characterized by low self-esteem, a strong need for approval, and a fear of abandonment. In the context of a narcissistic relationship, the codependent individual may have learned to prioritize the needs and desires of others over their own, often at the expense of their own well-being. The codependent narcissist dynamic. In a narcissistic relationship, the codependent individual becomes the perfect match for the narcissist's manipulative and self-centered behavior. The narcissist thrives on the codependent's need for validation and attention, exploiting their willingness to sacrifice their own needs to meet the narcissist's demands. This dynamic creates a toxic cycle where the codependent becomes increasingly dependent on the narcissist for their sense of self-worth, while the narcissist gains power and control over their partner. Signs of codependency in narcissistic relationships. Recognizing codependency in a narcissistic relationship can be challenging, as the focus is often on the narcissist's behavior rather than the codependent's. However, there are several signs that may indicate the presence of codependency. Excessive people-pleasing. The codependent individual may go to great lengths to please the narcissist, often at the expense of their own needs and desires. They may constantly seek validation and approval from the narcissist, feeling a deep sense of anxiety or fear when they are unable to meet their partner's expectations. Lack of boundaries. Codependents often struggle to establish and maintain healthy boundaries in their relationships. They may have difficulty saying no or asserting their own needs, leading to a pattern of enabling the narcissist's behavior. Low self-esteem. Codependents typically have a poor sense of self-worth and may rely on external validation to feel good about themselves. In a narcissistic relationship, this can be exacerbated by the constant criticism and belittlement from the narcissist. Neglecting personal needs. Codependents often prioritize the needs of others over their own, neglecting their own well-being in the process. They may become so focused on meeting the narcissist's demands that they lose sight of their own desires and aspirations. Fear of abandonment. Codependents often have an intense fear of being abandoned or rejected. This fear can drive them to stay in toxic relationships, even when they are aware of the negative impact it has on their mental and emotional health. Breaking the codependent narcissist cycle. Breaking free from the codependent narcissist cycle requires a combination of self-awareness, self-care, and support. Here are some strategies that can help codependents regain their sense of self and establish healthier boundaries. Self-reflection and therapy. Engaging in self-reflection and seeking therapy can help codependents understand the root causes of their codependency and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Therapy can provide a safe space to explore their emotions, challenge negative beliefs, and learn new ways of relating to others. Setting boundaries, learning to set and enforce boundaries is crucial for codependents. This involves identifying their own needs and desires, communicating them assertively, and being willing to prioritize their own well-being. Building self-esteem. Codependents need to work on building their self-esteem and self-worth independent of external validation. Engaging in activities that promote self-care, self-love, and personal growth can help codependents develop a stronger sense of self. Seeking support. Connecting with others who have experienced similar dynamics can be incredibly validating and empowering. Support groups, online communities, and therapy groups can provide a safe space for codependents to share their experiences, gain support, and learn from others. Creating a supportive network. Building a network of supportive friends and family members can provide codependents with the emotional support they need to break free from the codependent narcissist cycle. Surrounding themselves with people who value and respect their boundaries can help codependents regain their sense of self and establish healthier relationships. Remember, breaking free from a codependent narcissist relationship is a journey that takes time and effort. It is important to be patient and kind to yourself as you navigate the process of healing and rebuilding your life. Chapter 3: The Dynamics of Narcissistic Relationships. The idealization phase. The idealization phase is the initial stage of a narcissistic relationship. It is characterized by intense love bombing and the narcissist's efforts to win over their partner. During this phase, the narcissist presents themselves as the perfect partner, showering their significant other with attention, affection, and compliments. They create an illusion of a perfect relationship, making their partner feel special and desired. Love bombing. Love bombing is a common tactic used by narcissists during the idealization phase. It involves overwhelming their partner with excessive displays of affection, gifts, and attention. The narcissist may constantly text, call, or spend time with their partner, making them feel like the center of their world. They may also engage in grand gestures, such as expensive vacations or surprise parties, to further reinforce their partner's belief that they have found their soulmate. Love bombing can be incredibly intoxicating and addictive for the recipient. The constant validation and adoration can create a sense of euphoria and make the partner feel like they have found their perfect match. However, it is important to recognize that love bombing is not a genuine expression of love, but rather a manipulative tactic used by narcissists to gain control and admiration. Idealization and mirroring. During the idealization phase, narcissists often engage in mirroring behavior. They mirror their partner's interests, values, and preferences to create a false sense of compatibility. This mirroring can make the partner feel like they have found someone who truly understands and accepts them. Narcissists are skilled at identifying their partner's desires and molding themselves to fit those expectations. They may adopt the same hobbies, interests, and even beliefs as their partner. This mirroring behavior creates a strong emotional bond and reinforces the partner's belief that they have found their perfect match. However, it is important to note that this mirroring behavior is not genuine. Narcissists are not capable of maintaining this facade for long periods of time. Once they have secured their partner's trust and admiration, they will begin to reveal their true selves. Intense emotional connection. During the idealization phase, narcissists create an intense emotional connection with their partner. They may use their charm, charisma, and manipulation skills to make their partner feel deeply connected to them. They may share intimate details about their lives, create a sense of vulnerability, and encourage their partner to do the same. This intense emotional connection can be incredibly powerful and make the partner feel like they have found their soulmate. The narcissist may use this emotional bond to manipulate and control their partner, making it difficult for them to recognize the toxic dynamics of the relationship. The illusion of perfection. In the idealization phase, narcissists present themselves as perfect partners. They may exaggerate their achievements, talents, and qualities to create an image of superiority. They may also project an idealized version of their partner, placing them on a pedestal and making them feel like they are the luckiest person in the world. The narcissist's ability to create this illusion of perfection can be incredibly seductive. Their partner may become infatuated with the idea of being with someone who seems flawless and may overlook any red flags or warning signs. The impact on the partner. The idealization phase can have a profound impact on the partner in a narcissistic relationship. They may feel an intense sense of love and connection, believing that they have found their perfect match. They may become emotionally dependent on the narcissist, relying on them for validation, self-worth, and happiness. However, as the relationship progresses, the partner may start to notice cracks in the facade. The narcissist's true self begins to emerge, and the idealization phase gives way to the devaluation phase. The partner may feel confused, hurt, and betrayed as they realize that the person they fell in love with was merely an illusion. It is important for individuals in narcissistic relationships to recognize the idealization phase for what it is, a manipulative tactic used by narcissists to gain control and admiration. By understanding the dynamics of this phase, individuals can begin to break free from the toxic cycle and seek healthier, more fulfilling relationships. The devaluation phase. Once the idealization phase of a narcissistic relationship begins to fade, the devaluation phase often follows. This is a critical stage in the toxic cycle of a narcissistic relationship, where the narcissist's true colors start to emerge. During this phase, the narcissist begins to devalue and demean their partner, causing emotional harm and undermining their self-esteem. Understanding the devaluation phase. In the devaluation phase, the narcissist's initial charm and adoration are replaced with criticism, contempt, and indifference. They may start to belittle their partner, criticize their appearance, intelligence, or abilities, and constantly find fault in everything they do. The narcissist may also become emotionally distant, withholding affection, and showing a lack of empathy towards their partner's needs and emotions. The devaluation phase is a deliberate tactic employed by the narcissist to maintain control and power over their partner. By devaluing their partner, the narcissist aims to break down their self-esteem and confidence, making them more dependent on the narcissist for validation and approval. This manipulation tactic allows the narcissist to maintain their sense of superiority and dominance in the relationship. Emotional and psychological impact. The devaluation phase can have severe emotional and psychological consequences for the victim of narcissistic abuse. Constant criticism and belittlement can lead to feelings of worthlessness, shame, and self-doubt. The victim may start questioning their own abilities and judgment, feeling as though they can never meet the narcissist's impossible standards. The emotional roller coaster of the devaluation phase can leave the victim feeling confused, anxious, and emotionally drained. They may become hypervigilant, constantly trying to anticipate the narcissist's moods and needs in an attempt to avoid further devaluation. This constant state of anxiety and fear can lead to a loss of self-identity and a diminished sense of self-worth. Manipulation and gaslighting. During the devaluation phase, the narcissist often employs manipulative tactics such as gaslighting to further undermine their partner's reality. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where the narcissist distorts the truth, denies their abusive behavior, and makes their partner doubt their own perceptions and memories. Gaslighting can be incredibly damaging to the victim's mental health and sense of reality. They may start questioning their own sanity, feeling as though they are going crazy. The constant manipulation and gaslighting can lead to a state of confusion and self-doubt, making it even more challenging for the victim to recognize the toxic nature of the relationship. Isolation and control. In the devaluation phase, the narcissist may also attempt to isolate their partner from friends and family. They may discourage or prevent their partner from spending time with loved ones, making them increasingly dependent on the narcissist for social support and validation. By isolating their partner, the narcissist gains more control over their life and further diminishes their support network. The narcissist may also exert control through financial means, limiting their partner's access to money or resources. This control tactic further reinforces the power dynamic in the relationship, making it even more challenging for the victim to escape the toxic cycle. Coping with the devaluation phase. Coping with the devaluation phase of a narcissistic relationship can be incredibly challenging, but it is essential for the victim's well-being and recovery. Here are some strategies that can help. Recognize the abuse. Acknowledge that the devaluation phase is a form of emotional abuse and manipulation. Understanding the tactics employed by the narcissist can help you regain clarity and perspective. Seek support. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or support groups who can provide validation and understanding. Having a support system can help counteract the isolation imposed by the narcissist. Set boundaries. Establish clear boundaries with the narcissist to protect yourself from further emotional harm. Communicate your needs and expectations assertively, and be prepared to enforce consequences if the boundaries are violated. Focus on self-care. Prioritize self-care activities that promote your well-being and self-esteem. Engage in activities that bring you joy, practice self-compassion, and seek professional help if needed. Educate yourself. Learn more about narcissism and abusive relationships to gain a deeper understanding of the dynamics at play. Knowledge is power, and it can help you navigate the challenges of the devaluation phase. Remember, breaking free from a narcissistic relationship takes time and courage. It is essential to prioritize your own well-being and seek professional help if needed. You deserve to be in a healthy and loving relationship where your needs are respected and valued. The discard phase. The discard phase is a crucial part of the narcissistic cycle in relationships. It is the stage where the narcissist decides to end the relationship or discard their partner. This phase can be incredibly painful and confusing for the victim, as they are often left feeling abandoned, rejected, and emotionally devastated. Understanding the discard phase. During the discard phase, the narcissist may suddenly become cold, distant, and indifferent towards their partner. They may start to criticize and devalue their partner, pointing out their flaws and shortcomings. This behavior is a deliberate attempt to undermine the victim's self-esteem and make them feel unworthy of love and attention. The narcissist may also engage in gaslighting, a manipulative tactic where they distort the victim's perception of reality. They may deny or minimize their abusive behavior, making the victim question their own sanity and judgment. Gaslighting is a powerful tool that the narcissist uses to maintain control and power over their partner. Reasons for the discard phase. There are several reasons why a narcissist may enter the discard phase in a relationship. One common reason is that the victim no longer serves their needs or provides the narcissistic supply they crave. Narcissists thrive on attention, admiration, and validation from others. When the victim no longer fulfills these needs, the narcissist may discard them and seek out a new source of supply. Another reason for the discard phase is the narcissist's fear of intimacy and vulnerability. As the relationship progresses and the victim becomes more emotionally invested, the narcissist may feel threatened by the depth of the connection. To protect themselves from emotional intimacy, they may choose to end the relationship abruptly. Additionally, the discard phase can be a way for the narcissist to regain control and power in the relationship. By discarding their partner, they assert their dominance and superiority. It is a way for them to reinforce their belief that they are entitled to do as they please and that their partner is disposable. Emotional impact of the discard phase. The discard phase can have a profound emotional impact on the victim. They may experience a range of intense emotions, including shock, disbelief, anger, sadness, and betrayal. The sudden and unexpected end of the relationship can leave them feeling abandoned and rejected. The victim may also struggle with feelings of self-doubt and worthlessness. The constant criticism and devaluation from the narcissist can erode their self-esteem and make them question their own value as a person. They may blame themselves for the end of the relationship, believing that they were not good enough or that they did something to deserve the discard. Furthermore, the discard phase can trigger feelings of grief and loss. The victim may mourn the loss of the relationship and the dreams they had for the future. They may also mourn the loss of the person they thought the narcissist was, as they come to realize that the charming and loving facade was just an illusion. Coping with the discard phase. Coping with the discard phase can be incredibly challenging, but it is essential for the victim's healing and recovery. Here are some strategies that can help. Acknowledge your emotions. Allow yourself to feel the range of emotions that come with the discard phase. It is normal to feel hurt, angry, and sad. Give yourself permission to grieve the loss of the relationship. Seek support. Reach out to trusted friends, family members, or support groups who can provide a listening ear and understanding. Surround yourself with people who validate your experience and offer empathy. Practice self-care. Take care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Engage in activities that bring you joy and help you relax. Prioritize self-care and make it a priority in your healing journey. Set boundaries. Establish clear boundaries with the narcissist to protect yourself from further harm. Limit or cut off contact if necessary. Focus on your own healing and well-being. Educate yourself. Learn more about narcissism and the dynamics of narcissistic relationships. Understanding the patterns and behaviors of narcissists can help you make sense of your experience and empower you in your healing process. Consider therapy. Seek professional help from a therapist who specializes in narcissistic abuse. Therapy can provide a safe space for you to process your emotions, gain insight into the relationship dynamics, and develop coping strategies. Remember, healing from the discard phase takes time. Be patient with yourself and trust that you have the strength and resilience to rebuild your life after narcissistic abuse. The Hoovering phase. The Hoovering phase is a manipulative tactic commonly used by narcissists to regain control and power over their victims after a period of discard or separation. This phase is named after the Hoover vacuum cleaner, as it symbolizes the narcissist's attempt to suck their victims back into the toxic relationship. During this phase, the narcissist employs various strategies to lure their victims back, often exploiting their vulnerabilities and emotional attachments. Understanding the Hoovering phase. The Hoovering phase typically occurs after the discard phase, when the narcissist has successfully devalued and discarded their victim. It is important to note that not all narcissists engage in the Hoovering phase, as it depends on their individual personality traits and motivations. However, for those who do, it is a crucial part of their cycle of abuse. During the Hoovering phase, the narcissist may reach out to their victim through various means, such as phone calls, text messages, emails, or even showing up unannounced at their doorstep. They may use tactics such as love bombing, guilt tripping, or playing the victim to manipulate their victim's emotions and lure them back into the relationship. Tactics used in the hoovering phase. Love bombing. Love bombing is a common tactic used by narcissists during the hoovering phase. They shower their victims with excessive affection, compliments, and promises of change. This sudden display of love and attention can be overwhelming and tempting for the victim, who may long for the initial idealization phase of the relationship. Guilt tripping. Narcissists often use guilt as a way to manipulate their victims into returning to the relationship. They may blame the victim for the breakup or make them feel responsible for their unhappiness. By playing on the victim's emotions and sense of guilt, the narcissist hopes to regain control and power over them. Playing the victim. In some cases, narcissists may portray themselves as the victim, claiming they have changed or suffered greatly since the breakup. They may seek sympathy and empathy from their victims, hoping to evoke a sense of compassion and a desire to rescue them from their supposed misery. Promises of change. During the hoovering phase, narcissists often make grand promises of change and improvement. They may claim to have realized their mistakes and express a desire to work on themselves and the relationship. These promises can be enticing for the victim, who may desperately want to believe that the narcissist can change. Vulnerabilities exploited in the hoovering phase. Narcissists are skilled at identifying and exploiting their victims' vulnerabilities. During the hoovering phase, they may specifically target these vulnerabilities to manipulate their victims into returning to the relationship. Some common vulnerabilities that narcissists exploit include emotional attachment. Narcissists may use the emotional bond they have established with their victims to their advantage. They may remind the victim of the happy moments they shared, the love they once had, and the memories they created together. By tapping into the victim's emotional attachment, the narcissist hopes to reignite their feelings and lure them back. Fear of loneliness. Many victims of narcissistic abuse fear being alone or facing the unknown. Narcissists may exploit this fear by making the victim believe that they will never find someone else who loves them as much or understands them as deeply. They may create a sense of dependency and convince the victim that they need the narcissist to be happy. Low self-esteem. Narcissists often target individuals with low self-esteem, as they are more susceptible to their manipulation tactics. During the hoovering phase, the narcissist may play on the victim's insecurities and self-doubt, making them believe that they are unworthy of love and that the narcissist is their only source of validation. Financial or practical concerns. In some cases, narcissists may exploit the victim's financial or practical concerns to lure them back into the relationship. They may promise financial stability, support, or assistance with practical matters such as childcare or housing. By offering these practical benefits, the narcissist hopes to entice the victim into returning. Resisting the hoovering phase. Resisting the hoovering phase can be challenging, especially for individuals who have been deeply entangled in a narcissistic relationship. However, it is crucial to remember that the hoovering phase is just another manipulation tactic used by the narcissist to maintain control. Here are some strategies to resist the hoovering phase. Maintain no contact. Implementing and maintaining strict no contact boundaries is essential during the hoovering phase. Block the narcissist's phone number, email address, and social media accounts. Avoid responding to any attempts at contact, as this only provides the narcissist with an opportunity to manipulate and exploit. Seek support. Reach out to trusted friends, family members, or support groups who can provide emotional support and guidance during this challenging time. Having a strong support system can help you stay grounded and resist the narcissist's attempts to lure you back. Focus on self-care. Prioritize self-care and engage in activities that promote your well-being. This can include therapy, exercise, hobbies, or spending time with loved ones. By focusing on your own healing and growth, you are less likely to be swayed by the narcissist's tactics. Set boundaries, establish clear boundaries and communicate them assertively if you are forced to interact with the narcissist, such as in cases of co-parenting. Clearly define what is acceptable and what is not, and stick to these boundaries to protect yourself from further manipulation. Remember, breaking free from a narcissistic relationship is a process that takes time and effort. By understanding the tactics used in the hoovering phase and implementing strategies to resist them, you can regain your power and move towards a healthier, happier future. The cycle of abuse. Narcissistic relationships are characterized by a repetitive pattern of abuse known as the cycle of abuse. This cycle consists of 4 distinct phases: idealization, devaluation, discard, and hoovering. Understanding this cycle is crucial for victims of narcissistic abuse to recognize the patterns and break free from the toxic cycle. The idealization phase. The idealization phase is the initial stage of a narcissistic relationship. During this phase, the narcissist puts their partner on a pedestal, showering them with love, attention, and affection. They may appear charming, attentive, and seemingly perfect. The narcissist uses this phase to manipulate their partner into believing that they have found their soulmate, creating a strong emotional bond. In this phase, the narcissist may engage in love bombing, which involves excessive flattery, gifts, and grand gestures. They may also idealize their partner, mirroring their interests, values, and desires to create a sense of compatibility. The victim feels loved, adored, and special, believing they have found their perfect partner. The devaluation phase. Once the idealization phase begins to fade, the devaluation phase sets in. In this phase, the narcissist starts to reveal their true self. They may become critical, controlling, and emotionally abusive towards their partner. The once loving and attentive behavior is replaced with manipulation, gaslighting, and emotional neglect. During the devaluation phase, the narcissist may belittle their partner, criticize their appearance, intelligence, or abilities. They may engage in gaslighting, making their partner doubt their own reality and sanity. The victim often feels confused, hurt, and constantly on edge, trying to please the narcissist and regain their approval. The discard phase. The discard phase is perhaps the most painful and confusing stage of the cycle. In this phase, the narcissist abruptly ends the relationship or withdraws their affection and attention. They may discard their partner without any explanation or justification, leaving the victim feeling abandoned, rejected, and devastated. During the discard phase, the narcissist may suddenly become cold, distant, and indifferent. They may start devaluing their partner even more, blaming them for the relationship's failure or finding faults that were previously overlooked. The victim is left feeling worthless, heartbroken, and questioning their own self-worth. The hoovering phase. After the discard phase, some narcissists may attempt to re-establish contact with their former partner in what is known as the hoovering phase. The narcissist may use various tactics to draw their victim back into the relationship, such as sending messages, making promises to change, or even manipulating mutual friends or family members. During the hoovering phase, the narcissist may try to reignite the feelings of love and attachment that were present during the idealization phase. They may apologize, make false promises, and use guilt or manipulation to regain control over their victim. The victim may feel torn between their desire for love and the fear of being hurt again. The endless cycle. The cycle of abuse in narcissistic relationships is a continuous loop that repeats itself unless it is broken. After the hoovering phase, the cycle often starts again with the idealization phase, creating a never-ending pattern of abuse and manipulation. It is important to note that not all narcissistic relationships follow this exact cycle, and the duration of each phase may vary. Some relationships may skip certain phases or repeat them multiple times. However, understanding the general pattern can help victims recognize the toxic dynamics and take steps towards breaking free. Breaking the cycle requires recognizing the abusive behavior, setting boundaries, and seeking support from trusted friends, family, or professionals. It is crucial for victims to prioritize their own well-being and seek healing from the emotional trauma caused by the narcissistic relationship. Remember, you deserve to be in a healthy and loving relationship, free from abuse and manipulation. Breaking free from the cycle of abuse is possible, and with the right support and resources, you can rebuild your life and find happiness again. The role of empathy in narcissistic relationships. Empathy is a fundamental aspect of human connection and understanding. It is the ability to put oneself in another person's shoes, to understand and share their feelings, and to respond with compassion and care. In healthy relationships, empathy plays a crucial role in fostering emotional intimacy and building trust. However, in narcissistic relationships, empathy is often absent or distorted, leading to a toxic and damaging dynamic. Narcissists have a limited capacity for empathy. Their self-centeredness and grandiose sense of self-importance make it difficult for them to truly understand and connect with the emotions and experiences of others. They are primarily focused on their own needs, desires, and achievements, and they expect others to cater to their every whim. As a result, they often disregard or dismiss the feelings and needs of their partners, causing deep emotional pain and distress. In the idealization phase of a narcissistic relationship, the narcissist may initially appear empathetic and understanding. They may shower their partner with attention, affection, and compliments, making them feel valued and cherished. However, this display of empathy is often superficial and manipulative, designed to gain control and admiration. Once the narcissist feels secure in the relationship, their true lack of empathy becomes apparent. During the devaluation phase, the narcissist's empathy diminishes even further. They may become critical, dismissive, and emotionally abusive towards their partner. They may belittle their partner's feelings, gaslight them, and manipulate them into believing that their emotions are invalid or exaggerated. This constant invalidation erodes the partner's self-esteem and sense of self-worth, leaving them feeling confused, isolated, and emotionally drained. In the discard phase, the narcissist completely disregards their partner's feelings and needs. They may abruptly end the relationship without any explanation or closure, leaving their partner devastated and emotionally shattered. The lack of empathy in this phase is particularly damaging, as the partner is left to grapple with the pain of rejection and abandonment without any support or understanding from the narcissist. Even in the hoovering phase, where the narcissist may attempt to re-establish contact with their former partner, their empathy remains shallow and self-serving. They may feign remorse or promise to change, but their actions are often driven by a desire to regain control and manipulate their partner back into the relationship. This lack of genuine empathy perpetuates the cycle of abuse and prevents the partner from breaking free from the toxic dynamic. The absence of empathy in narcissistic relationships has severe emotional consequences for the partner. They may experience feelings of loneliness, confusion, and self-doubt. The constant invalidation and disregard for their emotions can lead to anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. The partner may also develop a distorted sense of self, as their own needs and desires are consistently overshadowed by the narcissist's demands. It is important for individuals in narcissistic relationships to recognize the role of empathy, or lack thereof, in their dynamic. Understanding that the narcissist's inability to empathize is not a reflection of their own worth or value is crucial. It is not the partner's responsibility to change or fix the narcissist's lack of empathy. Instead, the focus should be on prioritizing their own emotional well-being and seeking support to break free from the toxic relationship. Rebuilding empathy within oneself is an essential part of healing from a narcissistic relationship. This involves reconnecting with one's own emotions, validating their experiences, and learning to trust their own judgment. It also involves surrounding oneself with supportive and empathetic individuals who can provide the understanding and validation that was lacking in the narcissistic relationship. In conclusion, empathy plays a vital role in healthy relationships, but it is often absent or distorted in narcissistic relationships. The narcissist's self-centeredness and lack of genuine empathy create a toxic dynamic that is emotionally damaging to their partner. Recognizing the role of empathy, or lack thereof, in narcissistic relationships is crucial for individuals to break free from the cycle of abuse and rebuild their emotional well-being. Chapter 4: The Emotional Impact of Narcissistic Relationships. Emotional Abuse and Trauma. Emotional abuse is a common form of abuse experienced by individuals in narcissistic relationships. It is a subtle yet destructive form of mistreatment that can have long-lasting effects on the victim's mental and emotional well-being. Narcissists use emotional abuse as a means to control and manipulate their partners, often leaving them feeling confused, isolated, and traumatized. Understanding emotional abuse. Emotional abuse involves a pattern of behaviors aimed at undermining the victim's self-esteem, confidence, and sense of self-worth. It can take various forms, including verbal attacks, belittling, humiliation, gaslighting, and manipulation. The narcissist may use tactics such as constant criticism, blame-shifting, and withholding affection or validation to exert power and control over their partner. One of the most insidious aspects of emotional abuse is that it often occurs behind closed doors, making it difficult for others to recognize or understand the extent of the abuse. The victim may feel trapped and unable to seek help or escape the toxic relationship. Over time, the constant emotional turmoil can lead to significant psychological trauma. The impact of emotional abuse. Emotional abuse can have severe consequences on the victim's mental and emotional well-being. The constant criticism and belittling can erode their self-esteem, leaving them feeling worthless and inadequate. The victim may start questioning their own reality and doubting their perceptions, thanks to the gaslighting techniques employed by the narcissist. The emotional abuse can also lead to anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. The victim may experience intense fear, hypervigilance, and flashbacks related to the abusive relationship. They may struggle with trust issues, have difficulty forming healthy relationships, and may even develop a distorted sense of self. Healing from emotional abuse. Recovering from the emotional trauma caused by a narcissistic relationship is a challenging process, but it is possible with time, support, and self-care. Here are some strategies that can aid in healing. Seek professional help. Working with a therapist who specializes in trauma and abuse can be immensely beneficial. A therapist can provide a safe space for the victim to process their emotions, gain insight into the dynamics of the abusive relationship, and develop coping strategies to rebuild their life. Practice self-care. Engaging in self-care activities is crucial for healing from emotional abuse. This can include activities such as exercise, meditation, journaling, and spending time with supportive friends and family. Taking care of one's physical and emotional well-being is essential in rebuilding self-esteem and regaining a sense of control. Establish boundaries. Setting and enforcing boundaries is essential in protecting oneself from further harm. It involves clearly communicating one's needs and limits to others and being assertive in maintaining those boundaries. Learning to say no and prioritizing one's well-being is crucial in the healing process. Challenge negative self-talk. Victims of emotional abuse often internalize the negative messages they receive from the narcissist. It is important to challenge and reframe these negative beliefs. Engaging in positive self-talk and surrounding oneself with supportive and affirming people can help in rebuilding self-esteem and confidence. Engage in self-reflection. Reflecting on the patterns and dynamics of the abusive relationship can aid in understanding and breaking free from the cycle of abuse. It is important to identify any vulnerabilities or patterns that may have contributed to the victim's involvement in the toxic relationship. This self-reflection can help in developing healthier relationship patterns in the future. Supporting others. If you know someone who is in a narcissistic relationship or has experienced emotional abuse, it is essential to provide them with support and validation. Here are some ways you can help. Listen and validate. Listen attentively to their experiences and validate their feelings. Let them know that their emotions are valid and that they are not alone. Avoid blaming or judging them for their choices, as this can further isolate them. Offer emotional support. Be a source of emotional support for the victim. Encourage them to express their emotions and provide a safe space for them to do so. Offer reassurance and empathy, and remind them that they deserve love and respect. Provide resources and information. Share resources and information about narcissistic abuse and recovery. This can include books, articles, support groups, and therapy options. Help them access the resources they need to begin their healing journey. Encourage professional help. Encourage the victim to seek professional help from therapists or counselors who specialize in trauma and abuse. Offer to accompany them to appointments or help them find suitable professionals in their area. By understanding the emotional abuse and trauma caused by narcissistic relationships, we can better support survivors and empower them to heal and rebuild their lives. Remember, healing takes time, but with the right support and resources, it is possible to break free from the toxic cycle and create a healthier, happier future. Coping with narcissistic abuse. Coping with narcissistic abuse can be an incredibly challenging and painful experience. The emotional and psychological damage inflicted by a narcissistic partner can leave lasting scars, but it is possible to heal and regain control of your life. In this section, we will explore various coping strategies that can help you navigate the aftermath of a narcissistic relationship and begin the healing process. Understanding the abuse. The first step in coping with narcissistic abuse is to understand and acknowledge the nature of the abuse you have experienced. Narcissists are skilled manipulators who use a variety of tactics to control and dominate their partners. They may engage in gaslighting, where they distort your perception of reality and make you doubt your own sanity. They may also employ emotional manipulation, guilt-tripping, and verbal or physical abuse to maintain power and control over you. By recognizing the abusive behaviors and tactics employed by narcissists, you can begin to separate yourself from their influence and regain your sense of self. It is important to remember that the abuse was not your fault and that you deserve to be treated with respect and dignity. Establishing boundaries. One of the most important steps in coping with narcissistic abuse is to establish and enforce clear boundaries. Narcissists have a tendency to disregard the boundaries of others and may try to invade your personal space, manipulate your emotions, or control your actions. By setting firm boundaries, you send a clear message that their behavior is not acceptable. Establishing boundaries can be challenging, especially if you have been conditioned to prioritize the needs and desires of the narcissist over your own. It is important to remember that setting boundaries is an act of self-care and self-preservation. Start by identifying your limits and communicating them assertively to the narcissist. Be prepared for resistance and pushback, but stay firm in your resolve to protect yourself. Seeking support. Coping with narcissistic abuse can be an isolating experience, as narcissists often isolate their victims from friends and family. It is crucial to reach out for support from trusted individuals who can provide validation, empathy, and guidance. This can include friends, family members, support groups, or therapists who specialize in trauma and abuse recovery. Support groups, both online and offline, can be particularly helpful as they provide a safe space to share experiences, gain insights from others who have gone through similar situations, and receive support from people who understand the dynamics of narcissistic abuse. Therapists can also provide valuable guidance and help you process the trauma and rebuild your self-esteem. Self-care and healing. Coping with narcissistic abuse requires a focus on self-care and healing. It is important to prioritize your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Engage in activities that bring you joy and help you reconnect with yourself. This can include hobbies, exercise, meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature. Self-care also involves taking care of your emotional needs. Allow yourself to grieve the loss of the relationship and the dreams you had for it. Practice self-compassion and remind yourself that healing takes time. Surround yourself with positive influences and engage in activities that promote self-growth and self-love. Establishing a supportive network. Building a supportive network is crucial in coping with narcissistic abuse. Surround yourself with people who uplift and validate you. Seek out healthy relationships and friendships that are based on mutual respect and support. Engage in activities and communities that align with your values and interests. Additionally, consider seeking professional help from therapists or counselors who specialize in trauma and abuse recovery. They can provide you with the tools and strategies to heal from the emotional wounds inflicted by the narcissistic relationship. Therapy can also help you address any underlying issues that may have made you vulnerable to the narcissist's manipulation. Legal considerations. In some cases, coping with narcissistic abuse may involve legal considerations. If you are in immediate danger or experiencing physical abuse, it is important to prioritize your safety and seek help from law enforcement or domestic violence shelters. If you have children with a narcissistic partner, consult with a lawyer to understand your rights and options for protecting yourself and your children. Legal professionals can provide guidance on obtaining restraining orders, navigating custody battles, and ensuring your rights are protected. It is important to document any instances of abuse or manipulation, as this can be valuable evidence in legal proceedings. Patience and persistence. Coping with narcissistic abuse is a journey that requires patience and persistence. Healing from the trauma and rebuilding your life takes time, and there may be setbacks along the way. It is important to be gentle with yourself and celebrate even the smallest victories. Remember that you are not alone in this journey. Reach out for support when needed, practice self-care, and stay committed to your healing process. With time, patience, and the right support, you can break free from the toxic cycle of narcissistic abuse and create a life filled with love, respect, and healthy relationships. Rebuilding self-esteem and confidence. Recovering from a narcissistic relationship can be a challenging and complex process. One of the most significant aspects of healing is rebuilding self-esteem and confidence, which are often severely damaged by the emotional abuse inflicted by a narcissistic partner. In this section, we will explore various strategies and techniques that can help individuals regain their sense of self-worth and develop a healthy level of confidence. Acknowledge the abuse. The first step in rebuilding self-esteem and confidence after a narcissistic relationship is to acknowledge and accept the abuse that occurred. It is essential to recognize that the emotional manipulation and gaslighting tactics used by narcissists were not your fault. By acknowledging the abuse, you can begin to separate your self-worth from the negative beliefs and criticisms imposed upon you by the narcissistic partner. Challenge negative self-talk. Narcissists often instill a sense of worthlessness and self-doubt in their victims through constant criticism and belittlement. To rebuild self-esteem, it is crucial to challenge and replace negative self-talk with positive and affirming thoughts. Practice self-compassion and remind yourself of your strengths and accomplishments. Surround yourself with supportive and uplifting people who can help counteract the negative beliefs instilled by the narcissistic partner. Set realistic goals. Setting realistic goals is an essential part of rebuilding self-esteem and confidence. Start by setting small, achievable goals that align with your interests and passions. As you accomplish these goals, you will gain a sense of accomplishment and boost your self-confidence. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem, as they are significant steps towards rebuilding your self-esteem. Practice self-care. Self-care plays a vital role in rebuilding self-esteem and confidence. Engage in activities that bring you joy and make you feel good about yourself. This could include hobbies, exercise, spending time in nature, or practicing mindfulness and meditation. Taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being will help you reconnect with yourself and rebuild your sense of self-worth. Seek support. Recovering from a narcissistic relationship can be an isolating experience. It is crucial to seek support from trusted friends, family members, or support groups who can provide validation, empathy, and understanding. Sharing your experiences with others who have gone through similar situations can be incredibly healing and help you realize that you are not alone. Professional therapy or counseling can also be beneficial in navigating the healing process and rebuilding self-esteem. Practice boundaries. Rebuilding self-esteem and confidence involves learning to set and enforce healthy boundaries. Establish clear boundaries with others and communicate your needs and expectations assertively. Recognize that you have the right to prioritize your well-being and say no to situations or people that do not align with your values or make you feel uncomfortable. By practicing boundaries, you are affirming your self-worth and taking control of your own happiness. Focus on personal growth. Investing in personal growth and self-improvement can significantly contribute to rebuilding self-esteem and confidence. Take the time to explore your interests, learn new skills, and engage in activities that promote personal development. This could include reading self-help books, attending workshops or seminars, or pursuing further education. By investing in yourself, you are affirming your worth and demonstrating a commitment to your own growth and well-being. Embrace self-reflection. Self-reflection is a powerful tool in rebuilding self-esteem and confidence. Take the time to reflect on your experiences in the narcissistic relationship and identify any patterns or vulnerabilities that may have contributed to the dynamic. This self-awareness can help you make positive changes and develop healthier relationship patterns in the future. Embrace the opportunity for growth and use your experiences as a catalyst for personal transformation. Practice forgiveness. Forgiving yourself and the narcissistic partner is an essential part of the healing process. Holding on to anger, resentment, or blame only prolongs the pain and hinders your ability to rebuild self-esteem and confidence. Forgiveness does not mean condoning the abuse or forgetting what happened. Instead, it is a way of releasing the emotional burden and freeing yourself from the toxic connection. Seek support from a therapist or counselor to navigate the forgiveness process if needed. Embrace a new narrative. Rebuilding self-esteem and confidence involves rewriting the narrative of your life. Instead of defining yourself based on the abuse and trauma you experienced, focus on your resilience, strength, and growth. Embrace a new narrative that empowers you and reflects your true worth. Surround yourself with positive influences and engage in activities that align with your values and aspirations. By embracing a new narrative, you are reclaiming your identity and creating a future filled with healthy relationships and personal fulfillment. Rebuilding self-esteem and confidence after a narcissistic relationship is a journey that requires patience, self-compassion, and support. Remember that healing takes time, and it is okay to seek professional help if needed. By implementing these strategies and techniques, you can gradually rebuild your sense of self-worth and develop the confidence to create a life free from toxic connections. Healing from narcissistic relationships. Healing from a narcissistic relationship can be a challenging and complex process. The emotional and psychological damage caused by a narcissistic partner can leave deep scars that take time and effort to heal. However, with the right support and strategies, it is possible to regain your sense of self, rebuild your life, and move forward towards healthier relationships. Acknowledging the abuse. The first step in healing from a narcissistic relationship is acknowledging and accepting that you were in an abusive relationship. It is common for victims of narcissistic abuse to minimize or deny the extent of the abuse they endured. This can be due to feelings of shame, guilt, or fear of retaliation from the narcissistic partner. Acknowledging the abuse is crucial because it validates your experience and helps you understand that the toxic behavior was not your fault. It allows you to shift the blame from yourself to the narcissistic partner, which is an essential part of the healing process. Seeking professional help. Healing from a narcissistic relationship often requires professional support. Therapists who specialize in trauma and abuse can provide valuable guidance and tools to help you navigate the healing journey. They can help you process the emotions associated with the abuse, identify patterns of codependency, and develop healthy coping mechanisms. Therapy can also assist in rebuilding your self-esteem and self-worth, which may have been severely damaged by the narcissistic partner. A therapist can help you challenge the negative beliefs and internalized criticism that the narcissist may have instilled in you. Establishing no contact. One of the most effective ways to heal from a narcissistic relationship is to establish and maintain no contact with the narcissistic partner. This means cutting off all communication and avoiding any form of interaction with them. No contact allows you to create a safe space for healing and prevents further manipulation and abuse. Breaking the cycle of contact with a narcissist can be challenging, as they may try to hoover you back into the relationship through various tactics such as love bombing or guilt tripping. However, staying firm in your decision to maintain no contact is crucial for your healing and recovery. Practicing self-care. Self-care plays a vital role in healing from a narcissistic relationship. It involves prioritizing your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Engaging in activities that bring you joy, practicing relaxation techniques, and taking care of your physical health can help restore your sense of self and rebuild your resilience. Self-care also includes setting boundaries and learning to say no to things that do not serve your well-being. It is essential to prioritize your needs and make self-care a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Building a support network. Having a strong support network is crucial for healing from a narcissistic relationship. Surrounding yourself with understanding and empathetic individuals who validate your experience can provide immense comfort and validation. Friends, family members, support groups, or online communities can offer a safe space to share your feelings and receive support. It is important to choose your support network carefully, as some people may not understand the complexities of narcissistic abuse. Seek out individuals who have knowledge or experience in dealing with narcissistic relationships, as they can provide valuable insights and guidance. Processing and expressing emotions. Healing from a narcissistic relationship involves processing and expressing the emotions that have been suppressed or invalidated during the abusive relationship. It is common for survivors to experience a range of emotions, including anger, sadness, grief, and confusion. Finding healthy outlets to express these emotions can be therapeutic. Journaling, art therapy, or talking to a trusted friend or therapist can help you process and release the pent-up emotions. It is important to give yourself permission to feel and validate your emotions without judgment. Rebuilding trust and self-esteem. Narcissistic relationships often erode trust and self-esteem. Rebuilding these aspects of yourself is a crucial part of the healing process. Learning to trust yourself and your instincts again is essential in preventing future toxic relationships. Rebuilding self-esteem involves challenging the negative beliefs and self-doubt that the narcissistic partner may have instilled in you. Affirmations, positive self-talk, and engaging in activities that make you feel confident and capable can help in rebuilding your self-esteem. Setting future relationship standards. Healing from a narcissistic relationship involves reevaluating your relationship standards and boundaries. It is important to identify the red flags and warning signs of narcissistic behavior to prevent future toxic relationships. Setting healthy boundaries and assertively communicating your needs and expectations is crucial in establishing healthy relationships. Learning to prioritize your well-being and not settling for less than you deserve is an essential part of the healing process. Patience and self-compassion. Healing from a narcissistic relationship is a journey that takes time and patience. It is important to be gentle with yourself and practice self-compassion throughout the healing process. Understand that healing is not linear, and there may be setbacks along the way. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and acknowledge the strength and resilience it takes to heal from narcissistic abuse. Remember that you deserve love, respect, and happiness, and with time and support, you can rebuild your life and create healthier relationships. Chapter 5: Breaking Free from Narcissistic Relationships. Recognizing the need for change. Recognizing the need for change is the first step towards breaking free from a toxic relationship with a narcissist. It can be a challenging and painful process, but it is essential for your well-being and personal growth. In this section, we will explore the signs that indicate the need for change and the importance of taking action. Acknowledging the unhealthy patterns. One of the first signs that indicate the need for change is acknowledging the unhealthy patterns in your relationship with a narcissist. These patterns may include constant criticism, manipulation, gaslighting, and emotional abuse. It is crucial to recognize that these behaviors are not normal or acceptable in a healthy relationship. Take a step back and reflect on your interactions with the narcissist. Are you constantly walking on eggshells, afraid of their reactions? Do you feel like you are losing your sense of self? Are you constantly questioning your own reality? If you answered yes to any of these questions, it is a clear indication that something is not right in your relationship. Understanding the impact on your well-being. Being in a relationship with a narcissist can have a significant impact on your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. The constant criticism, manipulation, and gaslighting can erode your self-esteem and self-worth. You may find yourself feeling anxious, depressed, and constantly on edge. It is important to recognize that you deserve to be in a relationship that is based on mutual respect, love, and support. Your well-being should be a priority, and staying in a toxic relationship will only continue to harm you. Understanding the impact of the narcissistic relationship on your overall well-being is crucial in recognizing the need for change. Feeling stuck and unfulfilled. Another sign that indicates the need for change is feeling stuck and unfulfilled in the relationship. Narcissists are often self-centered and lack empathy, making it difficult for them to meet your emotional needs. You may find yourself constantly giving and receiving very little in return. If you feel like you are constantly sacrificing your own happiness and dreams for the sake of the narcissist, it is a clear indication that the relationship is not healthy. You deserve to be with someone who values and supports you, and staying in a relationship that leaves you feeling unfulfilled will only hinder your personal growth and happiness. Recognizing the cycle of abuse. Narcissistic relationships often follow a cycle of abuse, which includes idealization, devaluation, discard, and hoovering phases. Understanding this cycle is crucial in recognizing the need for change. The idealization phase is when the narcissist showers you with love and attention, making you feel special and valued. However, this phase is short-lived, and soon the devaluation phase begins. During the devaluation phase, the narcissist starts to criticize, belittle, and devalue you. They may engage in gaslighting and manipulation to make you doubt your own worth and sanity. This phase can be emotionally and mentally draining, leaving you feeling confused and hurt. The discard phase occurs when the narcissist decides to end the relationship or withdraws emotionally and physically. This phase can be devastating, as it leaves you feeling abandoned and rejected. However, it is important to recognize that the discard phase is not the end of the cycle. The hoovering phase follows the discard phase, where the narcissist tries to reel you back into the relationship. They may use manipulation, promises, and apologies to regain control over you. Recognizing this cycle of abuse is crucial in understanding the need for change and breaking free from the toxic relationship. Trusting your intuition. One of the most powerful tools in recognizing the need for change is trusting your intuition. Deep down, you may have a sense that something is not right in your relationship. Your intuition can guide you towards recognizing the toxic dynamics and the need for change. Listen to your gut feelings and pay attention to the red flags. Trust yourself and your instincts. If something feels off or doesn't align with your values and beliefs, it is a clear indication that the relationship is not healthy. Embracing self-love and self-care. Recognizing the need for change also involves embracing self-love and self-care. It is essential to prioritize your own well-being and happiness. Practice self-compassion and treat yourself with kindness and respect. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Surround yourself with supportive and loving people who uplift you. Take care of your physical and mental health. By prioritizing self-love and self-care, you are taking the first step towards breaking free from the toxic relationship and creating a healthier and happier life. Seeking professional help. Recognizing the need for change is an important step, but it can also be overwhelming and challenging. Seeking professional help, such as therapy or counseling, can provide you with the guidance and support you need during this process. A therapist can help you navigate the complexities of the narcissistic relationship, validate your experiences, and provide you with tools and strategies to break free and heal. They can also assist you in rebuilding your self-esteem and developing healthy boundaries. Remember, you don't have to go through this alone. Seeking professional help is a sign of strength and a crucial step towards reclaiming your life and finding happiness. In the next section, we will explore the importance of setting boundaries and assertiveness in dealing with narcissistic relationships. Setting boundaries and assertiveness. Setting boundaries and practicing assertiveness are crucial steps in breaking free from narcissistic relationships. When dealing with a narcissistic partner, it is essential to establish clear boundaries to protect your emotional well-being and regain control over your life. This section will explore the importance of setting boundaries and provide practical strategies for asserting yourself in a narcissistic relationship. Understanding boundaries. Boundaries are the limits we set for ourselves in relationships to protect our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. In a narcissistic relationship, boundaries are often disregarded or violated by the narcissistic partner. They may invade your personal space, manipulate your emotions, or disrespect your needs and desires. By setting and enforcing boundaries, you can establish a sense of self-respect and regain control over your life. Identifying your boundaries. Before you can effectively set boundaries, it is essential to identify what your boundaries are. Take some time to reflect on your values, needs, and limits. Consider what behaviors or actions are unacceptable to you and what you are willing to tolerate. It may be helpful to journal or seek therapy to gain clarity on your boundaries. Remember, your boundaries are unique to you, and it is essential to honor and respect them. Communicating your boundaries. Once you have identified your boundaries, it is crucial to communicate them clearly and assertively to your narcissistic partner. Here are some strategies to effectively communicate your boundaries. Use I statements. When expressing your boundaries, use I statements to convey your feelings and needs. For example, say, "I feel disrespected when you raise your voice at me. I need you to speak to me calmly and respectfully." Be specific, clearly articulate what behaviors or actions are unacceptable to you. Avoid vague statements and provide specific examples. This will help your narcissistic partner understand your boundaries more clearly. Use assertive body language. Your body language can convey confidence and assertiveness. Stand tall, maintain eye contact, and speak in a firm but calm tone. Avoid crossing your arms or appearing defensive, as this may be interpreted as a sign of weakness. Practice active listening. When communicating your boundaries, encourage your partner to share their perspective. Practice active listening by giving them your full attention and validating their feelings. However, remember that their perspective does not invalidate your boundaries. Set consequences. Clearly communicate the consequences of crossing your boundaries. Let your partner know what actions you will take if they continue to violate your boundaries. It is essential to follow through with these consequences to establish credibility and reinforce your boundaries. Enforcing your boundaries. Setting boundaries is only effective if you enforce them consistently. Here are some strategies for enforcing your boundaries in a narcissistic relationship. Stay firm. Narcissists may try to test your boundaries or manipulate you into relenting. Stay firm and remind yourself of the importance of your boundaries. Do not allow guilt or fear to sway you from enforcing them. Seek support. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or support groups who can provide emotional support and guidance. Share your experiences and seek advice on how to navigate challenging situations while maintaining your boundaries. Practice self-care. Prioritize self-care to maintain your emotional well-being. Engage in activities that bring you joy and help you relax. Take care of your physical health by exercising regularly, eating nutritious meals, and getting enough sleep. Document incidents. Keep a record of any incidents where your boundaries were violated. This documentation can serve as evidence if legal action or intervention becomes necessary. Consider professional help. If enforcing your boundaries becomes challenging or if you feel unsafe, consider seeking professional help. A therapist or counselor can provide guidance and support as you navigate the complexities of a narcissistic relationship. Remember, setting and enforcing boundaries in a narcissistic relationship can be challenging, but it is essential for your well-being. By establishing clear boundaries and practicing assertiveness, you can regain control over your life and create a healthier future for yourself. Seeking support and therapy. Dealing with a narcissistic partner or being in a narcissistic relationship can be incredibly challenging and emotionally draining. It is important to remember that you do not have to face this alone. Seeking support and therapy can be instrumental in helping you navigate the complexities of narcissistic relationships and heal from the emotional trauma. The importance of support. When you are in a relationship with a narcissist, it is common to feel isolated and alone. Narcissists often manipulate and gaslight their partners, making them doubt their own reality and question their sanity. This can lead to feelings of shame, guilt, and self-blame. Seeking support from trusted friends, family members, or support groups can provide you with validation and a safe space to share your experiences. Support can come in various forms, such as friends and family. Reach out to people who care about you and can offer emotional support. Share your experiences and feelings with them, and allow them to provide comfort and understanding. Support groups. Joining a support group specifically for individuals who have been in narcissistic relationships can be incredibly beneficial. These groups provide a sense of community, validation, and the opportunity to learn from others who have gone through similar experiences. Therapy. Seeking professional help through therapy is highly recommended for individuals who have been in narcissistic relationships. A therapist can provide a safe and non-judgmental space for you to explore your emotions, gain insight into the dynamics of the relationship, and develop coping strategies. Types of therapy. There are various therapeutic approaches that can be helpful in healing from narcissistic relationships. It is important to find a therapist who specializes in trauma and has experience working with individuals who have been in abusive relationships. Some types of therapy that may be beneficial include trauma-focused therapy. Trauma-focused therapy, such as eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, EMDR, or cognitive processing therapy, CPT, can help you process the emotional trauma and reframe negative beliefs about yourself that may have been reinforced by the narcissistic partner. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT focuses on identifying and challenging negative thought patterns and behaviors. It can help you develop healthier coping mechanisms, build self-esteem, and establish boundaries. Dialectical behavior therapy, DBT combines elements of CBT with mindfulness techniques. It can be particularly helpful in managing intense emotions, improving interpersonal skills, and developing self-compassion. Psychodynamic therapy. Psychodynamic therapy explores the unconscious patterns and unresolved conflicts that may have contributed to your attraction to a narcissistic partner. It can help you gain insight into your relationship patterns and make healthier choices in the future. Finding the right therapist. Finding the right therapist is crucial for your healing journey. Here are some tips to help you find a therapist who is a good fit for you. Research. Take the time to research therapists in your area who specialize in trauma and have experience working with individuals who have been in abusive relationships. Read their profiles, check their credentials, and see if they have positive reviews or testimonials. Interview potential therapists. Many therapists offer free initial consultations or phone interviews. Take advantage of this opportunity to ask them about their experience, therapeutic approach, and how they can specifically help you in your healing process. Trust your instincts and choose someone who makes you feel comfortable and understood. Consider online therapy. Online therapy platforms can provide access to therapists who specialize in trauma and narcissistic abuse, even if they are not located in your area. This can be a convenient option, especially if you live in a remote area or have limited access to specialized therapists. Ask for recommendations. Reach out to support groups, online forums, or trusted individuals who have been through similar experiences. They may be able to recommend therapists who have helped them in their healing journey. Additional support resources. In addition to therapy, there are other resources available to support you in your healing process. These resources can provide valuable information, guidance, and validation. Books and literature. There are numerous books and articles written by experts in the field of narcissistic abuse and recovery. These resources can provide you with insights, coping strategies, and validation for your experiences. Online forums and support groups. Online forums and support groups specifically dedicated to narcissistic abuse can be a valuable source of support and information. Connecting with others who have gone through similar experiences can help you feel less alone and provide you with a sense of community. Self-care practices. Engaging in self-care activities such as exercise, meditation, journaling, and creative outlets can help you process your emotions and promote healing. Taking care of your physical and emotional well-being is essential during this challenging time. Legal and financial support. If you are dealing with legal or financial issues as a result of the narcissistic relationship, seek professional advice from lawyers or financial advisors who specialize in domestic abuse cases. They can provide guidance and support in navigating these complex matters. Remember, seeking support and therapy is a courageous step towards healing and reclaiming your life after a narcissistic relationship. You deserve to be supported, validated, and empowered as you embark on your journey of healing and personal growth. Creating a new life after narcissistic abuse. Recovering from a narcissistic relationship can be a challenging and transformative journey. After enduring the emotional abuse and manipulation, it is essential to focus on healing and creating a new life for yourself. This chapter will guide you through the process of rebuilding your life after narcissistic abuse, empowering you to regain your self-worth, establish healthy boundaries, and cultivate fulfilling relationships. Reconnecting with yourself. One of the first steps in creating a new life after narcissistic abuse is reconnecting with yourself. Narcissistic relationships often leave survivors feeling disconnected from their own identity and needs. Take the time to rediscover who you are, separate from the influence of the narcissist. Engage in self-reflection and explore your interests, passions, and values. Reconnecting with yourself will help you rebuild your self-esteem and regain a sense of purpose. Establishing boundaries. Setting and enforcing boundaries is crucial in creating a new life after narcissistic abuse. Narcissists thrive on violating boundaries and manipulating others. By establishing clear boundaries, you protect yourself from further harm and assert your needs and values. Start by identifying your limits and communicating them assertively. Surround yourself with people who respect your boundaries and support your healing journey. Building a support network. Creating a new life after narcissistic abuse requires a strong support network. Reach out to trusted friends, family members, or support groups who can provide emotional support and understanding. Surrounding yourself with empathetic and compassionate individuals will help you rebuild your trust in others and provide a safe space for healing. Additionally, consider seeking professional help from therapists or counselors who specialize in trauma and narcissistic abuse. Practicing self-care. Self-care is an essential aspect of healing and creating a new life after narcissistic abuse. Prioritize your physical, emotional, and mental well-being by engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. This may include exercise, meditation, journaling, spending time in nature, or pursuing hobbies. Nurturing yourself will help rebuild your self-esteem and provide a solid foundation for your new life. Rebuilding trust. Narcissistic relationships often leave survivors with deep trust wounds. Rebuilding trust in yourself and others is a vital part of creating a new life after narcissistic abuse. Start by acknowledging and validating your feelings of betrayal and working through them with the support of a therapist or counselor. As you heal, gradually open yourself up to trusting others again, but remember to listen to your intuition and set healthy boundaries to protect yourself. Redefining relationships. After experiencing a narcissistic relationship, it is crucial to redefine your understanding of healthy relationships. Educate yourself about healthy relationship dynamics and red flags to avoid falling into similar patterns in the future. Focus on cultivating relationships that are based on mutual respect, trust, and empathy. Surround yourself with individuals who support your growth and well-being. Setting goals and moving forward. Creating a new life after narcissistic abuse involves setting goals and moving forward with intention. Take the time to envision the life you want to create for yourself and set achievable goals that align with your values and aspirations. Break these goals into smaller, manageable steps, and celebrate your progress along the way. Remember that healing is a journey, and it is okay to take things at your own pace. Embracing self-love and forgiveness. In the process of creating a new life after narcissistic abuse, it is essential to cultivate self-love and practice forgiveness. Be gentle with yourself and acknowledge that healing takes time. Practice self-compassion and challenge any negative self-talk that may have been instilled by the narcissist. Embrace forgiveness, not for the narcissist's sake, but for your own liberation and emotional well-being. Seeking professional help. If you find yourself struggling to create a new life after narcissistic abuse, do not hesitate to seek professional help. Therapists and counselors who specialize in trauma and narcissistic abuse can provide valuable guidance and support throughout your healing journey. They can help you navigate the challenges, process your emotions, and develop effective coping strategies. Embracing your strength and resilience. Remember that you are not defined by your past experiences with a narcissistic partner. Embrace your strength and resilience as you create a new life for yourself. Recognize the growth and personal development that has come from overcoming the challenges of narcissistic abuse. Your journey towards healing and creating a fulfilling life is a testament to your inner strength and determination. Creating a new life after narcissistic abuse is a transformative process that requires patience, self-compassion, and support. By reconnecting with yourself, setting boundaries, building a support network, and practicing self-care, you can heal from the wounds of narcissistic abuse and create a life filled with self-love, healthy relationships, and personal growth. Chapter 6: Co-parenting with a narcissist. Challenges of co-parenting with a narcissist. Co-parenting can be challenging under the best of circumstances, but when you are co-parenting with a narcissist, the difficulties can be amplified. Narcissists have a unique set of traits and behaviors that can make co-parenting a constant battle. In this section, we will explore the specific challenges that arise when co-parenting with a narcissist and discuss strategies for navigating this difficult situation. Lack of empathy and cooperation. One of the most significant challenges of co-parenting with a narcissist is their lack of empathy and cooperation. Narcissists are primarily focused on their own needs and desires, often disregarding the needs of others, including their children. This lack of empathy can make it difficult to have productive discussions about co-parenting decisions and can lead to constant conflict. Narcissists may refuse to compromise or cooperate, insisting on having things their way. They may manipulate situations to gain control or use the children as pawns to exert power over their ex-partner. This can create a toxic and hostile environment for both the co-parent and the children involved. High conflict and manipulation. Co-parenting with a narcissist often involves high levels of conflict and manipulation. Narcissists thrive on drama and attention, and they may use co-parenting situations as an opportunity to create chaos and exert control. They may engage in constant power struggles, refuse to follow agreed-upon parenting plans, or make unilateral decisions without consulting the other parent. Narcissists are skilled manipulators and may use tactics such as gaslighting, where they distort reality and make the other parent question their own sanity. They may also engage in parental alienation, attempting to turn the children against the other parent by spreading lies or making false accusations. These manipulative behaviors can be incredibly damaging to both the co-parent and the children involved. Inconsistent parenting and boundaries. Narcissists often struggle with consistent parenting and setting appropriate boundaries. They may swing between being overly permissive and neglectful to being controlling and authoritarian. This inconsistency can confuse and destabilize the children, leading to emotional distress and behavioral problems. Narcissistic parents may also struggle with respecting boundaries and personal space. They may invade the other parent's privacy, disregard their wishes, or attempt to control every aspect of the co-parenting relationship. This lack of respect for boundaries can create a tense and hostile co-parenting environment. Emotional manipulation of children. One of the most concerning challenges of co-parenting with a narcissist is the emotional manipulation of children. Narcissistic parents may use their children as tools to manipulate and control the other parent. They may attempt to turn the children against the other parent, using them as pawns in their power games. Narcissistic parents may also engage in emotional abuse towards the children, using them as a source of narcissistic supply. They may demand constant attention and admiration from their children, neglecting their emotional needs and using them to boost their own ego. This emotional manipulation can have long-lasting effects on the children's emotional well-being and their relationship with the other parent. Legal battles and custody disputes. Co-parenting with a narcissist often involves legal battles and custody disputes. Narcissists may use the legal system as a weapon to exert control and punish the other parent. They may make false accusations, engage in character assassination, or manipulate the court proceedings to their advantage. Navigating the legal system can be incredibly stressful and expensive, adding an additional layer of difficulty to an already challenging co-parenting situation. It is essential to seek legal advice and support to protect your rights and the well-being of your children. Strategies for navigating co-parenting with a narcissist. While co-parenting with a narcissist can be incredibly challenging, there are strategies that can help you navigate this difficult situation. Set clear boundaries. Establish clear boundaries with the narcissistic co-parent and stick to them. Clearly define expectations and consequences for violating boundaries. Focus on the children. Keep the best interests of the children at the forefront of your decision-making. Avoid engaging in power struggles or using the children as pawns. Document everything. Keep a record of all communication and interactions with the narcissistic co-parent. This documentation can be valuable in legal proceedings and can help protect your rights. Seek support. Reach out to friends, family, or support groups who can provide emotional support and guidance. Consider seeking therapy to help you navigate the challenges of co-parenting with a narcissist. Practice self-care. Take care of your own well-being. Engage in activities that bring you joy and help you manage stress. Prioritize self-care to ensure you have the emotional strength to navigate the challenges of co-parenting. Educate yourself. Learn as much as you can about narcissism and its impact on relationships and parenting. Understanding the narcissistic behaviors and tactics can help you develop strategies to protect yourself and your children. Remember, co-parenting with a narcissist is not easy, but by implementing these strategies and seeking support, you can create a healthier and more stable environment for yourself and your children. Protecting children from narcissistic parenting. When co-parenting with a narcissist, one of the most important considerations is the well-being and protection of the children involved. Narcissistic parenting can have a detrimental impact on children's emotional and psychological development, as narcissists often prioritize their own needs and desires over those of their children. In this section, we will explore strategies and techniques to protect children from the negative effects of narcissistic parenting. Recognizing the impact on children. It is crucial to recognize the impact that narcissistic parenting can have on children. Growing up with a narcissistic parent can lead to a range of emotional and psychological issues, including low self-esteem, anxiety, depression, and difficulties in forming healthy relationships. Children of narcissistic parents may also struggle with setting boundaries, expressing their emotions, and developing a sense of self-worth. Creating a safe and stable environment. One of the first steps in protecting children from narcissistic parenting is to create a safe and stable environment for them. This can be achieved by establishing consistent routines, providing clear rules and expectations, and ensuring that the children's basic needs are met. By creating a stable home environment, children can feel secure and develop a sense of stability that may be lacking in their relationship with the narcissistic parent. Shielding children from emotional manipulation. Narcissistic parents often engage in emotional manipulation to control and manipulate their children. It is important to shield children from this manipulation and help them develop a healthy understanding of their emotions. Encourage open and honest communication with your children, and teach them to recognize and express their feelings in a safe and supportive environment. By doing so, you can help them develop emotional resilience and protect them from the emotional manipulation tactics of the narcissistic parent. Setting boundaries and limiting exposure. Setting boundaries is crucial when co-parenting with a narcissist. Establish clear boundaries regarding communication, visitation, and decision-making. Limiting exposure to the narcissistic parent's toxic behavior can help protect children from the negative effects. This may involve minimizing contact with the narcissistic parent, utilizing a neutral third party for communication, or seeking legal intervention if necessary. By setting boundaries and limiting exposure, you can create a protective buffer for your children. Promoting healthy coping mechanisms. Children of narcissistic parents may struggle with coping mechanisms and emotional regulation. It is important to teach children healthy ways to cope with stress and manage their emotions. Encourage them to engage in activities they enjoy, such as hobbies, sports, or creative outlets. Provide them with a safe space to express their feelings and validate their experiences. By promoting healthy coping mechanisms, you can empower children to navigate the challenges of co-parenting with a narcissist. Seeking professional support. Navigating the complexities of co-parenting with a narcissist can be challenging, and it is essential to seek professional support. A therapist or counselor experienced in working with families affected by narcissistic parenting can provide guidance and support for both you and your children. They can help children process their emotions, develop healthy coping strategies, and navigate the challenges of co-parenting. Additionally, a family lawyer can provide legal advice and assistance in ensuring the best interests of the children are protected. Fostering a supportive network. Building a supportive network is crucial when co-parenting with a narcissist. Surround yourself and your children with trusted friends, family members, or support groups who understand the dynamics of narcissistic parenting. This network can provide emotional support, validation, and guidance throughout the co-parenting journey. By fostering a supportive network, you and your children can feel less isolated and more empowered to navigate the challenges of co-parenting with a narcissist. Encouraging self-esteem and resilience. Narcissistic parenting can have a significant impact on children's self-esteem and confidence. It is important to counteract this by actively encouraging and nurturing their self-esteem and resilience. Provide them with opportunities to explore their interests and talents, praise their efforts and achievements, and support their personal growth. By fostering a positive and supportive environment, you can help children develop a strong sense of self-worth and resilience in the face of narcissistic parenting. Documenting incidents and seeking legal protection. In cases where the narcissistic parent's behavior becomes abusive or poses a threat to the children's well-being, it may be necessary to document incidents and seek legal protection. Keep a record of any concerning behavior, including dates, times, and descriptions of incidents. This documentation can be valuable evidence in legal proceedings, such as custody battles or restraining orders. Consult with a family lawyer to understand your legal rights and options for protecting your children from narcissistic parenting. Providing unconditional love and support. Above all, it is crucial to provide children with unconditional love and support. Reassure them that they are not responsible for the narcissistic parent's behavior and that they are loved unconditionally. Be a consistent and reliable source of support for them, offering a safe space to express their emotions and validating their experiences. By providing unconditional love and support, you can help children navigate the challenges of co-parenting with a narcissist and foster their emotional well-being. Protecting children from the negative effects of narcissistic parenting requires a combination of strategies, including creating a safe environment, setting boundaries, promoting healthy coping mechanisms, seeking professional support, fostering a supportive network, and providing unconditional love and support. By implementing these strategies, you can help mitigate the impact of narcissistic parenting on your children and support their emotional well-being and development. Effective co-parenting strategies. Co-parenting with a narcissist can be an incredibly challenging and emotionally draining experience. Narcissists often prioritize their own needs and desires over those of their children, making it difficult to establish a healthy and cooperative co-parenting relationship. However, it is essential to prioritize the well-being of your children and find effective strategies to navigate this difficult situation. In this section, we will explore some effective co-parenting strategies that can help you minimize conflict and create a more stable environment for your children. Establish clear and consistent boundaries. When co-parenting with a narcissist, it is crucial to establish clear and consistent boundaries. Narcissists often have a tendency to manipulate and control situations to their advantage, which can be detrimental to the well-being of your children. By setting boundaries, you can protect yourself and your children from their manipulative tactics. Start by clearly defining the roles and responsibilities of each parent. Establish guidelines for communication, decision-making, and visitation schedules. It is essential to have these boundaries in writing, such as a parenting plan or custody agreement, to ensure that both parties are aware of their obligations. Stick to the agreed-upon boundaries and avoid engaging in power struggles or arguments with the narcissistic co-parent. By maintaining consistency and refusing to engage in their manipulative tactics, you can create a more stable and predictable environment for your children. Focus on the best interests of the children. When co-parenting with a narcissist, it is crucial to prioritize the best interests of your children above all else. Narcissists often prioritize their own needs and desires, which can lead to neglecting the emotional and psychological well-being of their children. As the other co-parent, it is your responsibility to ensure that your children's needs are met and that they are protected from any harm. Make decisions based on what is best for your children, rather than giving in to the demands or manipulations of the narcissistic co-parent. Consult with professionals, such as therapists or child psychologists, to gain insight into the impact of the narcissistic behavior on your children and to make informed decisions regarding their well-being. Maintain healthy communication. Communication is a crucial aspect of co-parenting, even when dealing with a narcissistic co-parent. However, it is essential to approach communication with caution and establish healthy boundaries to minimize conflict and emotional distress. Keep communication focused on matters related to the children and avoid engaging in personal attacks or arguments. Stick to written communication, such as emails or text messages, to maintain a record of conversations and avoid misinterpretations. Be concise, clear, and assertive in your communication, and avoid getting drawn into unnecessary discussions or debates. If the narcissistic co-parent attempts to engage in manipulative or abusive communication, it is important to disengage and not respond. Set a precedent that you will not tolerate disrespectful or harmful behavior, and seek legal intervention if necessary. Seek support from professionals and support networks. Co-parenting with a narcissist can be emotionally challenging, and it is essential to seek support from professionals and support networks. Therapists, counselors, or support groups can provide guidance, validation, and coping strategies to help you navigate the difficulties of co-parenting with a narcissist. Additionally, reach out to trusted friends and family members who can offer emotional support and understanding. Surrounding yourself with a strong support network can help you maintain your emotional well-being and provide a safe space to express your frustrations and concerns. Document and gather evidence. When dealing with a narcissistic co-parent, it is important to document any incidents or behaviors that may be harmful to your children. Keep a record of any instances of neglect, abuse, or manipulation, including dates, times, and descriptions of the events. This documentation can be crucial if legal intervention becomes necessary to protect your children's well-being. Gather any evidence, such as text messages, emails, or voicemails, that demonstrate the narcissistic co-parent's behavior or their disregard for the children's well-being. This evidence can be used to support your case in court or during mediation sessions. Involve professionals and mediators. In some cases, involving professionals or mediators can help facilitate more effective co-parenting with a narcissist. Family therapists, mediators, or custody evaluators can provide an objective perspective and help navigate the complexities of co-parenting with a narcissist. These professionals can assist in developing a parenting plan that prioritizes the children's well-being and ensures their needs are met. They can also provide guidance on communication strategies and conflict resolution techniques that can minimize the impact of the narcissistic co-parent's behavior on the children. Practice self-care and self-compassion. Co-parenting with a narcissist can be emotionally draining, and it is crucial to prioritize self-care and self-compassion. Take time for yourself to engage in activities that bring you joy and help you recharge. Practice self-care techniques such as exercise, meditation, or therapy to manage stress and maintain your emotional well-being. Remember that you are doing your best in a challenging situation, and it is important to be kind to yourself. Seek support from friends, family, or professionals when needed, and remind yourself that you are not alone in this journey. Co-parenting with a narcissist is undoubtedly a difficult and complex process. However, by establishing clear boundaries, prioritizing the best interests of your children, maintaining healthy communication, seeking support, documenting incidents, involving professionals, and practicing self-care, you can navigate this challenging situation and create a more stable and nurturing environment for your children. Remember, your children's well-being is the ultimate priority, and by focusing on their needs, you can help them thrive despite the challenges posed by a narcissistic co-parent. Legal considerations and resources. When dealing with a narcissistic partner or co-parent, it is important to be aware of the legal considerations and resources available to protect yourself and your children. Narcissistic individuals can be manipulative and may try to use the legal system to their advantage. Understanding your rights and seeking appropriate legal support can help you navigate the complexities of dealing with a narcissist in a legal context. Understanding your rights. Before taking any legal action, it is crucial to understand your rights and the legal options available to you. Familiarize yourself with the laws and regulations related to divorce, child custody, and visitation in your jurisdiction. Consult with a family law attorney who specializes in dealing with high-conflict cases involving narcissistic individuals. They can provide you with guidance on how to protect your rights and the best course of action to take. Documenting evidence. When dealing with a narcissistic partner or co-parent, it is essential to gather and document evidence of their behavior. This evidence can be crucial in legal proceedings, such as divorce or child custody battles. Keep a record of any incidents of abuse, manipulation, or neglect, including dates, times, and descriptions of the events. Save any text messages, emails, or voicemails that demonstrate their behavior. If possible, obtain witness statements or gather any other relevant documentation that supports your case. Restraining orders and protective orders. If you feel threatened or unsafe due to the actions of a narcissistic partner or co-parent, you may consider obtaining a restraining order or protective order. These legal measures can help protect you and your children from further harm. Consult with your attorney to determine if you meet the criteria for obtaining such an order and to guide you through the process. Be prepared to provide evidence of the narcissist's abusive behavior to support your request. Child custody and visitation. Child custody and visitation can be particularly challenging when dealing with a narcissistic co-parent. Narcissists may use their children as pawns to manipulate and control their former partners. It is crucial to prioritize the best interests of the children and ensure their safety and well-being. Consult with your attorney to develop a parenting plan that minimizes the narcissist's ability to exert control and provides a stable and nurturing environment for your children. Parallel parenting. Parallel parenting is a strategy that can be effective when co-parenting with a narcissist. It involves minimizing direct contact and communication with the narcissistic co-parent and focusing on maintaining separate parenting styles and routines. This approach can help reduce conflict and limit the opportunities for the narcissist to manipulate or exert control. Consult with your attorney and a mental health professional experienced in high-conflict divorces to develop a parallel parenting plan that suits your situation. Co-parenting apps and communication tools. To minimize direct contact and facilitate communication between co-parents, consider using co-parenting apps and communication tools. These platforms provide a structured and documented way to exchange information about the children, such as schedules, medical records, and school updates. They can also help reduce the chances of miscommunication and provide a record of all interactions, which can be valuable in legal proceedings if necessary. Seeking professional support. Dealing with a narcissistic partner or co-parent can be emotionally draining and challenging. It is essential to seek professional support to help you navigate the complexities of the situation. Consider working with a therapist or counselor who specializes in trauma and abuse to help you process your emotions and develop coping strategies. Additionally, joining support groups or online communities for individuals who have experienced narcissistic abuse can provide validation, guidance, and a sense of community. Educating yourself. Knowledge is power when dealing with a narcissistic partner or co-parent. Educate yourself about narcissistic personality disorder, the dynamics of narcissistic relationships, and the impact of narcissistic abuse. Understanding the patterns of behavior and manipulation tactics employed by narcissists can help you anticipate and respond effectively. There are numerous books, articles, and online resources available that provide valuable insights and guidance on dealing with narcissistic individuals. Building a strong legal team. When dealing with a narcissistic partner or co-parent, it is crucial to have a strong legal team by your side. Seek out attorneys who have experience in handling high-conflict cases involving narcissistic individuals. They will understand the complexities of dealing with a narcissist in a legal context and can provide you with the necessary guidance and support. Additionally, consider consulting with other professionals, such as forensic psychologists or custody evaluators, who can provide expert opinions and assessments to strengthen your case. Self-care and emotional well-being. Dealing with a narcissistic partner or co-parent can take a toll on your emotional well-being. It is essential to prioritize self-care and take steps to protect your mental health. Engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time with loved ones. Surround yourself with a support system of friends and family who can provide emotional support and understanding. Remember that healing takes time, and it is okay to seek help when needed. Navigating the legal aspects of dealing with a narcissistic partner or co-parent can be challenging, but with the right knowledge, support, and resources, you can protect yourself and your children. Remember to consult with legal professionals and mental health experts who can guide you through the process and help you make informed decisions. By prioritizing your well-being and the well-being of your children, you can break free from the toxic cycle of narcissistic relationships and create a healthier future. Chapter 7: Moving Forward. Understanding healthy relationships. In the previous chapters, we have delved deep into the toxic dynamics of narcissistic relationships and the devastating impact they can have on individuals. Now, it is time to shift our focus towards a more positive and empowering aspect of relationships: healthy relationships. Understanding what constitutes a healthy relationship is crucial for those who have experienced the toxicity of narcissistic relationships and are seeking to rebuild their lives. The foundation of healthy relationships. Healthy relationships are built on a strong foundation of mutual respect, trust, and open communication. Unlike narcissistic relationships, where power imbalances and manipulation prevail, healthy relationships are characterized by equality and a genuine desire for the well-being and happiness of both partners. One of the key elements of a healthy relationship is emotional support. Partners in healthy relationships are there for each other, providing a safe space to express emotions, share vulnerabilities, and seek comfort. They offer empathy, understanding, and validation, creating an environment where both individuals feel heard and valued. Effective communication. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship, and healthy relationships thrive on effective communication. Partners in healthy relationships actively listen to each other, seeking to understand rather than simply respond. They express their thoughts and feelings honestly and respectfully, without resorting to manipulation or gaslighting. In healthy relationships, conflicts are seen as opportunities for growth and understanding, rather than as threats. Partners work together to find solutions, compromise, and reach a mutual understanding. They are willing to address issues head-on, without fear of retribution or retaliation. Trust and honesty. Trust is the cornerstone of a healthy relationship. Partners trust each other's words, actions, and intentions. They are honest and transparent with each other, fostering an environment of safety and security. Trust allows individuals to be vulnerable and authentic, knowing that their partner will support and respect them. In healthy relationships, there is no room for deceit or manipulation. Partners are open and truthful, even when it may be difficult or uncomfortable. They value honesty and integrity, recognizing that it is the foundation upon which their relationship is built. Independence and interdependence. Healthy relationships strike a balance between independence and interdependence. Each partner maintains their individuality, pursuing their own interests, goals, and passions. They support and encourage each other's personal growth and development. At the same time, healthy relationships foster a sense of interdependence, where partners rely on each other for emotional support, companionship, and shared experiences. They create a sense of partnership, working together towards common goals and building a life that is fulfilling for both individuals. Respecting boundaries. Respecting boundaries is crucial in healthy relationships. Each partner has their own needs, desires, and limits, and these should be acknowledged and respected. Healthy relationships involve open discussions about boundaries, ensuring that both individuals feel comfortable and safe. Partners in healthy relationships understand that boundaries are not meant to restrict or control, but rather to create a sense of autonomy and self-care. They communicate their boundaries clearly and honor each other's limits, fostering an environment of trust and respect. Shared values and goals. Healthy relationships are built on shared values and goals. Partners have a common vision for their relationship and work together to achieve it. They share similar beliefs, interests, and priorities, which create a strong sense of connection and alignment. Having shared values and goals allows partners to support each other's dreams and aspirations. They celebrate each other's successes and provide encouragement during challenging times. This shared sense of purpose strengthens the bond between partners and creates a solid foundation for a healthy and fulfilling relationship. Continuous growth and learning. Healthy relationships are not stagnant, they are constantly evolving and growing. Partners in healthy relationships recognize the importance of personal growth and are committed to learning and improving themselves. They encourage each other's growth and provide support and guidance along the way. In healthy relationships, individuals are open to feedback and are willing to reflect on their own behaviors and actions. They take responsibility for their mistakes and work towards personal development. This commitment to growth not only benefits the individuals but also strengthens the relationship as a whole. Nurturing intimacy and connection. Intimacy and connection are vital components of healthy relationships. Partners in healthy relationships prioritize emotional and physical intimacy, creating a deep and meaningful connection. They express love and affection, both verbally and through physical touch, fostering a sense of closeness and security. Nurturing intimacy involves being present and attentive to each other's needs and desires. Partners make time for each other, engage in activities that strengthen their bond, and prioritize quality time together. This intentional effort to nurture intimacy helps to sustain the connection and keep the relationship vibrant and fulfilling. Seeking support and growth together. In healthy relationships, partners support each other's personal growth and development. They encourage each other to pursue their passions, explore new opportunities, and overcome challenges. They provide a safe space for vulnerability and offer guidance and encouragement when needed. Partners in healthy relationships also seek growth and improvement together. They engage in shared activities that promote personal and relationship growth, such as attending workshops or therapy sessions. They are committed to continuously learning and evolving as individuals and as a couple. Conclusion. Understanding what constitutes a healthy relationship is essential for those who have experienced the toxicity of narcissistic relationships. Healthy relationships are built on a foundation of mutual respect, trust, and open communication. They prioritize emotional support, effective communication, trust, honesty, and the establishment of boundaries. Partners in healthy relationships maintain their individuality while fostering interdependence. They share values and goals, continuously grow and learn, nurture intimacy and connection, and seek support and growth together. By understanding and striving for healthy relationships, individuals can break free from the toxic cycle of narcissistic relationships and create a life filled with love, respect, and happiness. Building self-awareness and self-love. Building self-awareness and self-love is crucial for individuals who have been in narcissistic relationships. These toxic connections can leave lasting emotional scars and damage one's sense of self-worth. However, by focusing on self-awareness and self-love, individuals can begin the journey of healing and create healthier relationships in the future. Understanding self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand one's own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It involves being in tune with oneself and having a clear understanding of one's strengths, weaknesses, values, and beliefs. In the context of narcissistic relationships, self-awareness is essential because it allows individuals to identify the patterns and dynamics that led them into such toxic connections. To develop self-awareness, it is important to engage in self-reflection and introspection. This can be done through journaling, therapy, or simply taking the time to pause and reflect on one's experiences. By exploring one's emotions, thoughts, and behaviors, individuals can gain insight into their own patterns and triggers, enabling them to make more informed choices in future relationships. Practicing self-love. Self-love is the foundation for healthy relationships. It involves treating oneself with kindness, compassion, and respect. In the aftermath of a narcissistic relationship, individuals often struggle with feelings of low self-esteem and self-worth. Practicing self-love is essential to rebuild and strengthen one's sense of self. One way to practice self-love is by engaging in self-care activities. This can include activities that bring joy, relaxation, and fulfillment, such as hobbies, exercise, or spending time with loved ones. Taking care of one's physical, emotional, and mental well-being is crucial in rebuilding self-esteem and creating a strong foundation for future relationships. Another important aspect of self-love is setting healthy boundaries. Boundaries are essential in any relationship, and they help protect one's emotional well-being. In the context of narcissistic relationships, individuals often find their boundaries violated and their needs disregarded. By setting clear and firm boundaries, individuals can protect themselves from further harm and ensure that their needs are respected in future relationships. Healing inner wounds. Healing from the emotional wounds inflicted by a narcissistic relationship takes time and effort. It is important to acknowledge and validate the pain and trauma experienced. Seeking therapy or support groups can be immensely helpful in this healing process, as they provide a safe space to process emotions, gain insights, and learn coping strategies. In therapy, individuals can work through the trauma and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Therapists can help individuals identify and challenge negative beliefs about themselves that may have been reinforced by the narcissistic relationship. Through various therapeutic techniques, individuals can learn to rebuild their self-esteem and develop a more positive self-image. Additionally, practicing self-compassion is crucial in the healing process. It involves treating oneself with kindness and understanding, just as one would treat a close friend. Self-compassion allows individuals to acknowledge their pain without judgment and to offer themselves the support and care they need to heal. Cultivating healthy relationships. Once individuals have developed self-awareness and self-love, they are better equipped to cultivate healthy relationships in the future. Here are some key principles to keep in mind. Mutual respect and equality. Healthy relationships are built on a foundation of mutual respect, where both partners value and appreciate each other's thoughts, feelings, and boundaries. Equality is essential, as both partners should have an equal say in decision-making and feel empowered to express their needs and desires. Effective communication. Open and honest communication is vital in healthy relationships. It involves active listening, expressing oneself clearly and respectfully, and being willing to compromise and find solutions together. Effective communication helps build trust and understanding between partners. Emotional support. Healthy relationships provide emotional support and validation. Partners should be able to lean on each other during difficult times, offering empathy, understanding, and encouragement. Emotional support fosters a sense of security and strengthens the bond between partners. Shared values and goals. Having shared values and goals creates a sense of alignment and purpose in a relationship. It allows partners to work together towards common objectives and supports the growth and development of the relationship. Healthy conflict resolution. Conflict is a natural part of any relationship, but healthy relationships involve resolving conflicts in a respectful and constructive manner. This includes active listening, seeking to understand each other's perspectives, and finding mutually beneficial solutions. By applying these principles and continuing to prioritize self-awareness and self-love, individuals can break free from the cycle of toxic relationships and create a future filled with healthy and fulfilling connections. Remember, healing takes time, and it is important to be patient and kind to oneself throughout the process. With self-awareness, self-love, and a commitment to personal growth, individuals can move forward from narcissistic relationships and build a brighter future. Developing healthy boundaries. Developing healthy boundaries is crucial when it comes to navigating relationships, especially those involving narcissists. Narcissistic individuals often have a difficult time respecting the boundaries of others, which can lead to emotional and psychological harm. In order to protect yourself and maintain your well-being, it is essential to establish and enforce healthy boundaries. Understanding boundaries. Boundaries are the limits we set for ourselves and others in order to maintain a sense of personal space, safety, and emotional well-being. They define what is acceptable and what is not in our relationships. Boundaries can be physical, emotional, or mental, and they help us establish a sense of self and protect our values, beliefs, and needs. When it comes to narcissistic relationships, boundaries are often violated or disregarded. Narcissists tend to have a sense of entitlement and believe they have the right to invade the personal space and boundaries of others. They may manipulate, gaslight, or guilt-trip their partners into accepting their behavior, making it even more important to establish and enforce healthy boundaries. Identifying your boundaries. Before you can effectively communicate and enforce your boundaries, it is essential to identify what they are. Take some time to reflect on your values, needs, and limits. Consider what makes you feel uncomfortable, disrespected, or violated in your relationship with the narcissist. Ask yourself the following questions. What are my emotional limits? What behaviors or actions from the narcissist are unacceptable to me? What are my physical boundaries? How much physical contact am I comfortable with? What are my mental boundaries? How much influence or control am I willing to allow the narcissist to have over my thoughts and decisions? What are my time and space boundaries? How much time and personal space do I need for myself? By answering these questions, you will gain a clearer understanding of your boundaries and what you need to feel safe and respected in your relationship. Communicating your boundaries. Once you have identified your boundaries, it is important to communicate them to the narcissist. However, it is essential to approach this conversation with caution, as narcissists may not respond well to boundaries and may attempt to manipulate or invalidate them. Here are some tips for effectively communicating your boundaries. Be clear and specific. Clearly articulate your boundaries and explain why they are important to you. Use I statements to express your feelings and needs, such as "I feel uncomfortable when you invade my personal space without permission." Stay calm and assertive. Maintain a calm and assertive demeanor during the conversation. Narcissists may try to provoke a reaction or dismiss your boundaries, but it is important to stand your ground and assert your needs. Set consequences. Clearly communicate the consequences of crossing your boundaries. Let the narcissist know what actions you will take if they continue to violate your boundaries. It is important to follow through with these consequences to establish the seriousness of your boundaries. Seek support. If you anticipate a negative or volatile reaction from the narcissist, consider having a trusted friend, family member, or therapist present during the conversation. Their presence can provide emotional support and help ensure that your boundaries are respected. Enforcing your boundaries. Establishing boundaries is only the first step, enforcing them is equally important. Narcissists may test your boundaries or attempt to manipulate you into disregarding them. It is crucial to stay firm and consistent in upholding your boundaries. Here are some strategies for enforcing your boundaries. Practice self-care. Prioritize self-care and self-love. Taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being will strengthen your ability to enforce your boundaries. Be prepared for resistance. Narcissists may resist or challenge your boundaries. Stay strong and remind yourself of the importance of your well-being. Do not allow guilt or manipulation to sway you from enforcing your boundaries. Limit contact if necessary. If the narcissist consistently violates your boundaries and refuses to respect them, it may be necessary to limit or cut off contact. This can be a difficult decision, but it is crucial for your emotional and psychological well-being. Seek professional help. If you are struggling to enforce your boundaries or if the narcissistic behavior continues to escalate, consider seeking the help of a therapist or counselor. They can provide guidance, support, and strategies for dealing with the challenges of maintaining boundaries in a narcissistic relationship. Remember, developing healthy boundaries is an ongoing process. It requires self-reflection, assertiveness, and a commitment to your well-being. By establishing and enforcing boundaries, you can protect yourself from the harmful effects of narcissistic relationships and create a healthier and more fulfilling life. Communication and conflict resolution. Communication and conflict resolution are essential components of any healthy relationship. However, when dealing with a narcissist in a relationship, these aspects can become incredibly challenging. Narcissists often struggle with empathy, have difficulty understanding others' perspectives, and prioritize their own needs and desires above all else. As a result, effective communication and conflict resolution can be extremely difficult to achieve. Communication challenges with narcissists. One of the primary challenges in communicating with a narcissist is their lack of empathy. Narcissists struggle to understand and validate the emotions and experiences of others. They may dismiss or minimize your feelings, invalidate your experiences, or even blame you for any issues that arise. This lack of empathy can make it incredibly frustrating and disheartening to try and communicate your needs and concerns effectively. Additionally, narcissists often have a strong need for control and dominance in relationships. They may use manipulative tactics such as gaslighting, where they distort your perception of reality, or stonewalling, where they refuse to engage in meaningful conversation or give you the silent treatment. These tactics can further hinder effective communication and make it challenging to resolve conflicts in a healthy and productive manner. Strategies for effective communication. While communicating with a narcissist may be challenging, there are strategies you can employ to improve the effectiveness of your communication and increase the likelihood of resolving conflicts. Here are some suggestions. Set clear boundaries. Establishing and maintaining clear boundaries is crucial when communicating with a narcissist. Clearly define what behavior is acceptable and what is not, and be firm in enforcing these boundaries. This can help prevent manipulation and ensure that your needs and concerns are heard and respected. Use I statements. When expressing your feelings or concerns, use I statements instead of you statements. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," say, "I feel unheard when I try to express my thoughts and emotions." This approach can help prevent the narcissist from becoming defensive and increase the chances of them being receptive to your message. Stay calm and composed. Narcissists often thrive on emotional reactions and may try to provoke you to elicit a response. It is essential to remain calm and composed during conversations, even if the narcissist becomes confrontational or aggressive. Responding with anger or frustration will only escalate the situation and make effective communication more challenging. Choose your battles. Not every issue needs to be addressed or resolved immediately. Pick your battles wisely and focus on the most important concerns. Trying to address every minor issue may lead to unnecessary conflict and frustration. Prioritize the issues that have the most significant impact on your well-being and the health of the relationship. Seek support. Dealing with a narcissist in a relationship can be emotionally draining. It is crucial to seek support from trusted friends, family members, or a therapist who can provide guidance and validation. Having a support system can help you navigate the challenges of communicating with a narcissist and provide you with the emotional strength to stand up for yourself. Conflict resolution with narcissists. Resolving conflicts with a narcissist requires a different approach than in typical relationships. Here are some strategies that may help. Choose the right time and place. Timing and environment play a significant role in conflict resolution. Choose a time when both you and the narcissist are relatively calm and can engage in a conversation without distractions. Select a neutral location where both parties feel comfortable and safe. Focus on specific issues. Clearly identify the specific issue or concern you want to address. Avoid generalizations or bringing up past grievances, as this can derail the conversation and make it more challenging to find a resolution. Stay focused on the present issue at hand. Use active listening. Actively listen to the narcissist's perspective, even if you disagree. Reflect back what they say to ensure you understand their point of view. This demonstrates that you are willing to listen and can help create a more constructive dialogue. Seek compromise. Narcissists often struggle with compromise, as they tend to prioritize their own needs and desires. However, try to find common ground and propose solutions that meet both parties' needs to the best extent possible. Be prepared for resistance, but remain firm in advocating for your own needs. Consider professional mediation. If communication and conflict resolution become consistently challenging, consider seeking the assistance of a professional mediator. A mediator can help facilitate productive conversations and guide both parties towards finding mutually agreeable solutions. Remember, it is essential to prioritize your well-being and safety in any relationship, including those with narcissists. If communication and conflict resolution consistently prove impossible, or if the relationship becomes emotionally or physically abusive, it may be necessary to consider ending the relationship and seeking professional help to heal and move forward. Chapter 8: Supporting Others in Narcissistic Relationships. Recognizing and validating their experience. When someone you care about is in a narcissistic relationship, it can be challenging to understand what they are going through. Narcissistic relationships are characterized by manipulation, emotional abuse, and a lack of empathy from the narcissistic partner. It is crucial to recognize and validate their experience to provide the support they need. Understanding the dynamics. To effectively support someone in a narcissistic relationship, it is essential to have a clear understanding of the dynamics at play. Narcissists have a deep need for admiration and control, often using manipulation tactics to maintain power over their partner. They may engage in gaslighting, where they distort the truth and make their partner doubt their own reality. By recognizing these dynamics, you can better empathize with the person experiencing them. Listening and validating. One of the most important ways to support someone in a narcissistic relationship is by actively listening to their experiences and validating their feelings. It is crucial to create a safe space where they can openly express themselves without judgment. Let them know that their feelings are valid and that you believe them. Validating their experience helps them feel heard and understood, which can be incredibly empowering. Avoiding blaming and shaming. It is essential to avoid blaming or shaming the person in the narcissistic relationship. Victims of narcissistic abuse often blame themselves for the toxic dynamics in their relationship. They may feel ashamed or embarrassed about their situation. As a supportive friend or family member, it is crucial to refrain from reinforcing these negative feelings. Instead, focus on providing empathy, understanding, and reassurance that they are not to blame for the narcissist's behavior. Educating yourself. To better support someone in a narcissistic relationship, take the time to educate yourself about narcissism and its effects on relationships. Learn about the different types of narcissistic personalities and the traits and behaviors associated with them. Understanding the narcissistic cycle and the impact it has on the victim can help you provide more informed support. By educating yourself, you can offer valuable insights and guidance to the person in need. Encouraging self-care. Being in a narcissistic relationship can take a significant toll on a person's mental and emotional well-being. Encourage the individual to prioritize self-care and engage in activities that bring them joy and relaxation. Self-care can include anything from practicing mindfulness and meditation to engaging in hobbies or seeking therapy. By promoting self-care, you are helping them regain a sense of control and self-worth. Offering emotional support. Emotional support is crucial for someone in a narcissistic relationship. Let them know that you are there for them and that they can lean on you for support. Be a compassionate listener and provide a safe space for them to express their emotions. Avoid minimizing or dismissing their feelings, as this can further invalidate their experience. Instead, offer empathy, understanding, and reassurance that they are not alone. Providing resources and information. Another way to support someone in a narcissistic relationship is by providing them with resources and information. Share books, articles, or websites that discuss narcissism and offer strategies for coping with narcissistic abuse. Point them towards support groups or online communities where they can connect with others who have had similar experiences. By providing resources, you are empowering them to educate themselves and take steps towards healing and recovery. Encouraging professional help. In some cases, professional help may be necessary to support someone in a narcissistic relationship fully. Encourage them to seek therapy or counseling from a mental health professional who specializes in narcissistic abuse. Therapy can provide a safe and supportive environment for them to process their experiences, heal from the trauma, and develop strategies for moving forward. If they are hesitant about seeking professional help, reassure them that it is a sign of strength and a step towards reclaiming their life. Supporting someone in a narcissistic relationship requires empathy, understanding, and patience. By recognizing and validating their experience, offering emotional support, and providing resources and guidance, you can help them navigate the challenges and begin their journey towards healing and freedom. Remember, your support can make a significant difference in their recovery process. Providing emotional support. When someone you care about is in a narcissistic relationship, it can be challenging to know how to provide the right kind of support. Narcissistic relationships are complex and emotionally draining, and the person experiencing it may feel isolated, confused, and trapped. As a supportive friend, family member, or partner, your role is crucial in helping them navigate through this difficult time. In this section, we will explore effective ways to provide emotional support to someone in a narcissistic relationship. Listen without judgment. One of the most important ways to support someone in a narcissistic relationship is to be a good listener. Allow them to express their feelings, thoughts, and experiences without judgment. It is essential to create a safe and non-judgmental space where they can freely share their emotions and concerns. Avoid interrupting or offering unsolicited advice. Instead, focus on actively listening and validating their experiences. Validate their feelings. Validation is a powerful tool in supporting someone in a narcissistic relationship. Narcissistic partners often manipulate and gaslight their victims, making them doubt their own reality. By validating their feelings, you help them regain their sense of self and trust in their own perceptions. Acknowledge their emotions and let them know that what they are experiencing is real and valid. Avoid minimizing or dismissing their feelings, as this can further invalidate their experiences. Empathize with their struggles. Empathy plays a crucial role in providing emotional support to someone in a narcissistic relationship. Try to put yourself in their shoes and understand the challenges they face. Validate their emotions and let them know that you understand how difficult it is for them. Avoid comparing their experiences to your own or offering solutions without fully understanding their situation. Show genuine empathy and compassion, and let them know that you are there for them. Encourage self-care. In a narcissistic relationship, the victim often neglects their own needs and well-being. Encourage the person to prioritize self-care and engage in activities that bring them joy and relaxation. Help them identify healthy coping mechanisms such as exercise, meditation, journaling, or spending time with supportive friends. Remind them that taking care of themselves is not selfish but necessary for their overall well-being. Offer reassurance and validation. Narcissistic relationships can erode a person's self-esteem and confidence. Offer reassurance and validation to counteract the negative impact of the narcissistic partner's behavior. Remind them of their strengths, talents, and positive qualities. Let them know that they are deserving of love, respect, and happiness. Reassure them that they are not alone and that you are there to support them throughout their journey. Avoid enabling or rescuing. While it is important to provide support, it is equally crucial to avoid enabling or rescuing the person in the narcissistic relationship. Enabling can inadvertently reinforce their dependence on the narcissistic partner and hinder their ability to break free. Instead, encourage their autonomy and empower them to make their own decisions. Offer guidance and resources, but ultimately respect their choices and the pace at which they choose to navigate their situation. Educate yourself. To better support someone in a narcissistic relationship, educate yourself about narcissism and its dynamics. Understanding the manipulative tactics, gaslighting, and emotional abuse that occur in these relationships will help you provide more informed support. Read books, articles, and reputable online resources to gain a deeper understanding of narcissistic behavior and its impact on relationships. This knowledge will enable you to offer more targeted support and guidance. Be patient and non-judgmental. Recovering from a narcissistic relationship takes time, and everyone's healing journey is unique. Be patient with the person and avoid judging their decisions or progress. Healing from the emotional trauma of a narcissistic relationship is a complex process that involves ups and downs. Offer your support consistently and without judgment, allowing them to navigate their healing journey at their own pace. Encourage professional help. While your support is valuable, it is essential to recognize that professional help may be necessary for someone in a narcissistic relationship. Encourage them to seek therapy or counseling from a mental health professional who specializes in trauma and narcissistic abuse. Professional intervention can provide them with the tools and guidance needed to heal and rebuild their lives. Offer to help them research therapists or accompany them to appointments if they feel comfortable. Maintain boundaries and self-care. Supporting someone in a narcissistic relationship can be emotionally draining for you as well. It is crucial to establish and maintain your own boundaries to protect your well-being. Set limits on the amount of emotional support you can provide and prioritize your self-care. Seek support from friends, family, or a therapist to process your own emotions and experiences. Remember that you cannot single-handedly rescue or fix the person in the narcissistic relationship, but you can be a source of support and encouragement on their journey to healing. Providing emotional support to someone in a narcissistic relationship requires empathy, patience, and understanding. By listening, validating their feelings, and encouraging self-care, you can help them navigate the challenges and begin their healing process. Remember that your role is to support and empower, not to rescue or enable. Together, you can create a safe space for healing and growth. Offering resources and guidance. When someone you care about is in a narcissistic relationship, it can be challenging to know how to support them effectively. While you may not be able to change their situation directly, you can offer resources and guidance to help them navigate their way out of the toxic relationship. By providing them with the right tools and information, you can empower them to make informed decisions and take steps towards healing and recovery. Educate them about narcissism. One of the most important ways you can support someone in a narcissistic relationship is by educating them about narcissism. Many individuals in these relationships may not even realize that their partner's behavior is narcissistic or abusive. By explaining the characteristics and patterns of narcissistic behavior, you can help them gain a better understanding of what they are experiencing. Encourage them to read books, articles, and online resources about narcissism. Recommend reputable sources that provide accurate information and insights into the dynamics of narcissistic relationships. Point them towards support groups or forums where they can connect with others who have gone through similar experiences. The more knowledge they have, the better equipped they will be to recognize and address the issues they are facing. Provide information on support services. It is crucial to let your loved one know that they are not alone and that there are support services available to them. Share information about local domestic violence hotlines, counseling centers, and therapists who specialize in trauma and abuse. Provide them with contact details and encourage them to reach out for professional help. Additionally, inform them about support groups specifically tailored for individuals who have been in narcissistic relationships. These groups can offer a safe space for sharing experiences, receiving validation, and gaining support from others who have been through similar situations. Online communities and forums can also be valuable resources for connecting with survivors and accessing information and advice. Help them create a safety plan. Leaving a narcissistic relationship can be dangerous, as narcissists often react aggressively when their control is threatened. Help your loved one create a safety plan to ensure their physical and emotional well-being during the process of leaving. This plan should include steps such as identifying safe places to go in case of an emergency, documenting evidence of abuse, such as saving text messages, emails, or voicemails, securing important documents, such as identification, financial records, and legal documents, developing a support network of trusted friends, family members, or professionals who can provide assistance and shelter if needed, establishing a code word or signal to alert others when they are in danger, creating a plan for protecting children, if applicable, and involving legal authorities if necessary. By helping them create a safety plan, you can provide them with a sense of security and preparedness as they navigate the challenging process of leaving a narcissistic relationship. Encourage self-care and self-reflection. Supporting someone in a narcissistic relationship also involves encouraging self-care and self-reflection. Help them prioritize their well-being by suggesting activities that promote relaxation, stress reduction, and self-nurturing. This could include engaging in hobbies, practicing mindfulness or meditation, exercising, or seeking therapy. Encourage them to reflect on their own needs, desires, and boundaries. Help them recognize their own worth and rebuild their self-esteem. Remind them that they deserve love, respect, and healthy relationships. Encourage them to set goals for themselves and take steps towards achieving them. Offer emotional support. Emotional support is crucial for someone in a narcissistic relationship. Be a compassionate listener and validate their experiences. Let them know that their feelings are valid and that they are not to blame for the abuse they have endured. Avoid judgment or criticism, as this can further isolate them. Reassure them that they are not alone and that you are there for them. Offer a safe space for them to express their emotions without fear of judgment. Be patient and understanding, as healing from narcissistic abuse takes time. Recommend professional help. While your support is valuable, it is essential to recognize that you are not a professional therapist or counselor. Encourage your loved one to seek professional help from therapists who specialize in trauma and abuse. A trained professional can provide the necessary guidance and support to help them heal from the emotional wounds caused by the narcissistic relationship. If they are hesitant to seek therapy, remind them that therapy is a confidential and non-judgmental space where they can explore their experiences, emotions, and develop coping strategies. Offer to help them research therapists or accompany them to their first appointment if they feel comfortable. Remember, supporting someone in a narcissistic relationship can be emotionally draining for you as well. It is essential to set boundaries and take care of your own well-being. Seek support from friends, family, or therapists to process your own emotions and experiences as you navigate this challenging journey together. Encouraging professional help. When supporting someone who is in a narcissistic relationship, it is essential to encourage them to seek professional help. Dealing with a narcissistic partner can be emotionally draining and can have long-lasting effects on a person's mental health and well-being. Professional help can provide the necessary guidance, support, and tools to navigate the challenges of being in a toxic relationship and aid in the healing process. The importance of professional help. Encouraging someone in a narcissistic relationship to seek professional help is crucial for several reasons. First and foremost, a trained therapist or counselor can provide an objective perspective on the situation. They can help the individual gain clarity and understanding about the dynamics of their relationship and the impact it has on their emotional well-being. Professional help can also offer validation and support. Many individuals in narcissistic relationships often doubt their own experiences and may question their sanity due to the gaslighting and manipulation tactics employed by the narcissistic partner. A therapist can help validate their feelings and experiences, reassuring them that they are not alone and that their emotions are valid. Additionally, a therapist can assist in developing coping strategies and provide tools to manage the emotional turmoil that comes with being in a narcissistic relationship. They can help the individual set boundaries, build self-esteem, and develop healthier communication skills. Professional help can also aid in identifying any underlying issues or trauma that may have contributed to the individual's vulnerability to narcissistic partners. Finding the right professional. When encouraging someone to seek professional help, it is important to emphasize the importance of finding the right therapist or counselor. Not all professionals are experienced in dealing with narcissistic relationships, so it is crucial to find someone who specializes in this area. One way to find a suitable professional is through recommendations from trusted sources, such as friends, family, or support groups for individuals in narcissistic relationships. Online directories and therapist databases can also be helpful in finding professionals who specialize in this field. It is essential for the individual to feel comfortable and safe with their therapist or counselor. Building a trusting relationship is crucial for effective therapy. Encourage them to schedule an initial consultation with a few different professionals to find the one they feel most comfortable with. Types of professional help. There are various types of professional help that can be beneficial for individuals in narcissistic relationships. Some of the common options include individual therapy. Individual therapy provides a safe and confidential space for the individual to explore their emotions, experiences, and challenges related to the narcissistic relationship. A therapist can help the individual gain insight into their patterns of behavior, develop coping strategies, and work towards healing and personal growth. Group therapy. Group therapy can be particularly beneficial for individuals in narcissistic relationships as it provides a supportive environment where they can connect with others who have had similar experiences. Group therapy offers a sense of validation, understanding, and community. It can also provide opportunities for learning from others' experiences and gaining different perspectives. Couples therapy. In some cases, couples therapy may be appropriate if both partners are willing to participate and work towards positive change. However, it is important to note that couples therapy is not recommended in cases of severe abuse or when there is a significant power imbalance in the relationship. A trained therapist can assess the suitability of couples therapy and guide the process accordingly. Trauma therapy. Many individuals in narcissistic relationships experience emotional abuse and trauma. Trauma-focused therapy can help individuals process and heal from the traumatic experiences they have endured. Therapists trained in trauma therapy can provide specialized techniques and interventions to address the impact of the narcissistic relationship on the individual's mental health. Overcoming barriers to seeking help. Encouraging someone in a narcissistic relationship to seek professional help may not always be easy. There can be various barriers that prevent them from taking that step. It is important to approach the topic with empathy, understanding, and patience. Here are some common barriers and suggestions for overcoming them. Fear and shame. Individuals in narcissistic relationships often experience fear and shame, which can prevent them from seeking help. They may fear the repercussions of seeking help or worry about being judged. It is important to reassure them that seeking professional help is a courageous step towards healing and that therapists are bound by confidentiality. Financial constraints. The cost of therapy can be a significant barrier for many individuals. Encourage them to explore low-cost or sliding-scale therapy options, community mental health centers, or nonprofit organizations that provide free or affordable counseling services. Some therapists may also offer a limited number of pro bono or reduced-fee sessions. Lack of awareness. Some individuals may not be aware of the impact of their relationship or may not recognize the signs of narcissistic abuse. Provide them with educational resources, books, or articles that shed light on narcissistic relationships. Help them understand that seeking professional help can provide them with the support and guidance they need to navigate their situation. Resistance to change. Change can be challenging, especially when it involves leaving a toxic relationship. Some individuals may resist seeking help because they fear the unknown or worry about the consequences of leaving the narcissistic partner. Encourage them to explore their options and remind them that professional help can provide them with the tools and support they need to make informed decisions about their future. supporting the process. Once someone in a narcissistic relationship has decided to seek professional help, it is important to continue supporting them throughout the process. Offer to accompany them to their initial appointments if they feel comfortable with it. Be a listening ear and provide emotional support as they navigate their therapy sessions. Encourage them to share their experiences and insights from therapy if they are comfortable doing so. Remind them that healing takes time and that progress may not always be linear. Encourage them to be patient with themselves and to celebrate even the smallest victories along the way. Offer to help them research and gather additional resources or support groups that may be beneficial for their healing journey. Remember, supporting someone in a narcissistic relationship can be emotionally challenging for you as well. It is important to prioritize your own self-care and seek support from friends, family, or therapists who can provide guidance and understanding as you navigate this journey together. As we come to the end of breaking the narcissistic cycle, recognize, heal, empower, remember that your journey of healing and empowerment is ongoing. Use the insights and tools from this audiobook as stepping stones toward a life filled with authenticity, self-love, and healthy relationships. It's important to continue practicing self-awareness, setting boundaries, and seeking support when needed. Remember that healing is a process, and each step you take contributes to your growth and well-being. Thank you for embarking on this transformative journey with us. May you continue to break free from the chains of narcissistic abuse, embrace your true worth, and create a life that honors your authenticity and empowers your spirit. Wishing you strength, resilience, and inner peace on your path forward.